Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the first edition of the New Weebs in podcast. Say that very fast. New Weebs in podcast. Just a little pun on my name.
You did that. I started ready.
Yes, it's done.
You weebs and podcasts.
You Weebs.
in podcast.
New Weebs in podcasts.
You
New
keep
Weebs
saying you
in
weebs and podcasts? Am I getting caught out here?
Yes.
I think it's all of us.
I mean, feels penguin.
Yeah, man. This is like this is the first episode of the New Weebs in podcast. But you can say it fast or say it slow. However you like it. It's still just New Weebs in podcast. Straight up. And to set up this whole set, it was just like me setting it up through learning through tutorials and setting up through Discord and OBS and Photoshop, everything like that. And because of you can see the flashiness. So first, before we start with the main actual topic, let's go through the origin story of your avatars that you guys got up here. So let's start with save the best to last. Yediya, let's start with you first.
Okay.
What's the story behind your one?
Well, basically mine is because I like Roxas, right? If you guys don't know, this is Roxas from Kingdom Hearts, and I love him so much, and that's why I put him as the avatar. And I feel like I'm doing copyright infringement at the moment, so hopefully that's not the case.
So Square Enix, if this episode goes down because of Square Enix, we blame you, right?
Blame me.
Why don't we just make him pay us the royalties instead?
Oh,
No. You guys need to pay me.
that
I
sounds.
don't know, man.
friends.
You kind of accepted the fact that you're breaking some copyright laws. I don't know, man. I think you should pay
I
us.
could be. It's not a fixed thing.
It sounds right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Next on the podcast is Ren. So tell us about
Hi,
your
hi.
your avatar.
I'm Ren, and I was not sure what to use for my avatar because I plan to do future streamings and do VTubing riggings as well in the future, but I have no proper avatar yet. So I was like, what do I do that doesn't seem so copyright? But also, I just chose a meme dub picture from my photos and just oh yeah, the penguin's cute. Good enough.
Penguins from
Hopefully it's not copyright. Yeah, it's from Penguin
Yeah.
Highway.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. I was like it's like just staring straight into the soul of your soul. It's
Into
just
your soul,
it just
yeah.
looks
Yeah.
straight
I
at
feel
you.
attacked.
It's-
I feel attacked.
yeah.
And now, of course, we saved the best to last. Trev, you want to tell the origin of your avatar?
What? Whoa! What an honor!
When
I hear that.
Okay, here's the story. When I was asking you guys to send me your avatars and stuff like that, I was like, okay, send me whatever you guys want to represent. And I was like, okay, Yedi's gonna send me Roxas. I know Yedi. Yedi's gonna send me Roxas. I have no idea what. I meant Ren. I was thinking, well, he may send Joker from Persona or something like that. I was thinking
Wait,
Joker.
I didn't want to get copyright though. I was like, oh, it's gonna be
like
stream.
Joker.
What can I use as that's
What
not.
When I see Ren cosplay as Joker,
Thank you
I
for
want
the
to be-
shade,
I want
Anson.
to be the girl, man. I want to be Cosme. I want to be chosen.
Yeah.
I want to be chosen.
And the least copyrighted out of all of us, I guess, is Trev right here.
Yes. Do you know what this character's from, guys?
No.
I think I kind of do. It looks like a Discord picture.
Oh, exactly. Good choice. Correct. So this is Shoko from Happy Sugar Life.
I
So,
see.
Drawn by yourself, by your stream.
oh yeah, hand drawn. I happen to be a person who's even done commissions in the past. I once commissioned my friend's younger sister, and it was 20 cents. That's how much she paid for the commission. It's up on her
Wow.
wall, I
Good
believe
price.
still. But no. So I don't know. I actually really like this picture because in Happy Sugar Life, not really a spoiler because it's in the first chapter. Essentially, her friend tells her she doesn't want to be on slut with her anymore, doesn't want to go hang with guys, and then she goes, gives that face. So originally, I had the manga image of it as my Discord picture. Then I changed the anime version when it came out, and then on Twitter I just drew my own one. So,
Oh yeah, no, this picture's on your Twitter.
yeah, it's on my Twitter. Yeah,
It's not just copyright.
there is no copyright. You guys couldn't even tell what it was.
You can't.
It could be anything.
It could be anything.
Yeah, anyone.
It shows your artistic skills, doesn't it?
No, I know it's beautiful.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Please commission Trev.
I don't know, man. If I commission Roxas, it might cost you like a whole 35 cents. I don't know if you can afford that
Oh,
one.
that's one
Oh
cent
my
too
God,
many.
I don't think I can afford that, man. I think I have to like stop eating for like a whole month.
I don't know. How much? 35 cents on a month of food. This guy's like falling out.
What are you eating?
Like one grain of rice per day,
Okay.
or maybe two. I mean, like we're weebs.
Well, how,
You know what we spend our money on?
well,
Rice.
well, we only eat rice, right? But then
Isn't it ramen and like toast running out the doors and isn't like sandwiches and stuff?
I said with
Gotta remember this fifty.
all the new weebs eat that stuff, right?
Of course,
And what does what do the veteran weebs eat? That's the new weebs. What are the veterans ones?
It's like like whatever they ate, like it's like
Omni rice, right? It has to be omni rice.
Omu rice.
Nah, I'm sure it's cup noodles, man.
pretty sure it's like
true.
Universal
Cup
Century, like Gundam timelines. That's a veteran weeb for you right there. Use the only. Sorry. Okay.
Okay, it's okay. Okay, like I'm just gonna get onto like the some of the topics of what this podcast is about. So for those just tuning in or first time, because this is my first time hosting a podcast. Basically, what the New Weebs in podcast is gonna be about, it's or what it's gonna be. It's literally gonna be a kind of a show, but also live podcast in a way, with where I'm hosting, and then each episode will have different guests depending on the topic or whoever I just decide to bring on. So even though you guys see the lovely trio of Trev, Ren, and Yediya here, they will not be here. Probably be here every episode. That's how it kind of works. So
Did I hear may not be in every episode? That means I have chance to return.
yes,
I like that.
you have chances. You have chance to return. Like
Oh, that's yes.
RNG.
yeah, random. But it.
It's gonna be like the gacha
We have to draw the pool,
in Yediya's
man.
house.
It's the game of friendship.
The game of
Friendship game.
friendship.
Yeah,
1
yeah.
in 10.
Game friendship. But I just literally ask you. You want to go? You want the podcast? You want the podcast?
It's a can I come instead kind of thing.
Yeah.
No, but like once you get popular enough, it's just gonna become. If you want the exposure, you can come on my podcast.
Yeah, man.
Drop
If
my
you want
feet.
that exposure, come on the podcast. We come with the VTuber, part-time VTuber Joey here.
Part-time VTuber.
I'm part-time VTuber because some people already know what I look like in real life, and I'm not really hiding what my IRL identity is.
Yeah, that's true.
Not really hiding.
Type VTuber.
That's why I'm called part-time VTuber, because you know who I am, even though I am a VTuber now. But like, oh yeah, so basically the topics of this kind of like podcast, basically we'll be talking about otaku stuff or weeb stuff, as you can see, New Weebs in podcast, or we can talk about whatever I feel like talking, because this is like my podcast I'm hosting. Yes, it's a very selfish podcast.
It's a really fair podcast.
How dare you make content with your own creativity, your own creative direction? How dare you?
Yeah, maybe one day I wouldn't even do like a topic even about like otaku culture or weeb culture. It'd be completely something
You
different.
rank your favorite spoons. I heard that was popular once.
How dare you use the English language? That's copyrighted.
Oh, like what? Imagine having a whole podcast in different language.
Jesus Christ.
Like,
Gotta find the Viet Gang then.
I can barely speak Viet myself. Oh.
Good enough. Barely speaks means can speak.
No, we
So,
can. We're talking about. We're weeb, so I just speak broken Japanese, man.
Broken Jap English.
Jap English, yeah.
English.
Ariga thanks.
Okay, goes
That's
ma.
rich.
Soon.
Switch at the time. Yeah.
Super chat.
Just time. All that stuff. Oh, okay. I think we should like probably get on to like the topic the first topics at hand. I kind of like put up as a first episode. Remember everyone, this is the first episode we're easing into things. So trying to figure out our layout or our formula and stuff to go by. So like before this whole podcast like started, like I asked like these three guys to tell me their animation origin story. So what's your animation origin story, guys? So like, is anyone want to start, or should I? No, wait, I'm the host. I probably should start it. So
Alright.
yeah,
You're the host. Like anyone started.
yeah, man, true. No,
Yeah, power, man.
yeah,
Exercise your power.
yeah.
You've got the podium, man.
Yeah, true. I mean, I can put Trevor on the podium if I want to. I can put anyone on the podium.
Calm down.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna do that. You stay down there.
Yes, man. Sorry, senpai.
How dare you,
Oh,
Trev?
Mr. NewiN, what do you have to say for yourself?
Objection.
Alright, tell us about your origin.
Okay, so
Yes, tell us about your
anime origin story. So here's like one thing I kind of want to ask everyone about the anime origin story. Does watching Dragon Ball, Pokemon like during your childhood days on like morning kids TV count as an animation origin story? Would you say that counts as an anime origin story?
Can I say that it counts? The way I'm gonna give this as a rule. When you knew that it was called anime and not cartoons, then that counts as the anime origin story. Does that sound fair?
Okay, I guess.
Because that's the rule I'm gonna do for myself. Because at the time when you're a kid, right, it's just all cartoons on TV.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's all cartoons. Yeah. So by going by your rule, basically watching Dragon Ball and Pokemon to me did not count as an anime. My first anime origin story, even though I was watching anime, I did not know I was watching anime.
Yeah, 100%.
Like I was watching, I thought I was watching any cartoon back in the day.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah.
It's no different from watching Peppa Pig, Fairly Odd Parents.
I guess,
Mickey Mouse.
I guess I would say maybe you could say your first encounter those and those that count as anime, but the ones I mean as in like you have the Japanese speaking ones. Like when was the first your first encounter with watching anime in Japanese
Subs?
dub, you could say.
Yeah.
Not
It's like a
sub,
subs versus dub argument
Japanese-
already. We're gonna
wait.
crack open that nut right now.
No, as in like
Kidding.
like I guess your origin story is like when you started watching anime as Japanese.
Oh, yeah.
dub, I guess. Yeah.
Like okay, if we're talking
Japanese dub.
about that, my first exposure to watching anime like in Japanese was I was randomly over at a family friend's house, and their son who was like way older than me at the time was watching Naruto. Like so it was like that was like my first exposure to proper Japanese, watching anime in Japanese, which was like it was the tree climbing episode in Naruto, so it was very early on Naruto's life cycle. So it was like I think that was my first exposure, but I didn't know that was anime at the time at all. Well, like I just thought this is cartoon and this is something I can barely read because me being young, I can barely read at the time. In
With
fact,
the subs, right?
yeah, with subs, yeah.
So you would say that your first exposure would be like
First exposure, but not really anime origin story. Like if I also say anime origin story, I will say like the one where you sort of like got into anime in a way and like started like being more aware of it. Like you don't like maybe you didn't have to like actually start like watching it constantly from there, but aware of it. So I was like, so when I was like thinking about this, I was like, there's like two animes that come to my mind that kind of fit this category for me, and the latter is what I'm gonna use as my anime origin story. So like the one that I had before was basically me watching, well, I guess like Naruto and like completely, like but this was like a couple years after like that exposure to Naruto when it was like early on when Shippuden just came out as well. So it was like it was deep into Naruto's like I guess like life cycle. But like that's not what I'm gonna count it as like the anime origin story, because that was just me. I think that was just me at the time just watching Naruto. Like the true origin story I say is like when I first like kind of got aware of the concept of anime. It was Love Hina.
Here we go.
That is what I would consider my first anime like proper watching experience. Like when I thought of watching Naruto, I just thought of it as another cartoon. To me it was another cartoon at the time, but like Love Hina, because it was so different to what every other cartoons or stuff like I watched back in the day, and like I was watching it in Japanese as well. That was like the animation origin story when I got first like introduced into the concept of anime and how different it can be.
Can I ask how old you were at that time?
How old was I watching Love Hina? I feel like I was like 10 or 9 at the time.
Whoa.
Young age in anime TVs, so.
Yeah, man, 10 or 11 at the time.
9 years old.
10 or 11. Yeah, man, I was young, man. 10 10, 11, I'll say that's around that age. But wait, I'm just trying to think. How old was that in 2002? I think I was like 10. I can't remember my own age at that time. That's the thing. I think it was like 2003 or 2002 or 2004 even. I actually don't remember. But around that time, that's my first time watching Love Hina, and this is a confession to make. The reason why I watched Love Hina is because you guys know Newgrounds back in the day, right?
Yes,
You guys heard of Newgrounds back in the day?
It's like a flash game platform, wasn't it?
Yeah,
yeah.
flash game platform. I was playing some random like flash games here and there at the time, and I completely completely remember like one time, like even when I was younger than that, one of my cousins was playing a dating sim game on Flash. So this when I first So I was exposed to the idea of playing. So I was exposed to the word dating sim. That's what I remember completely. So I think when I got internet in my house for the first time, one of the first things I did was literally googled dating sims. And like, of course,
I see.
as like a young kid, I don't know what the hell I was doing. I was probably horny as hell at the time as well. I just clicked on random dating sim games, and I think Love Hina was the first one I started playing. Like there was
Love Hina was a dating sim?
No, there was a Love Hina Flash game, a dating sim game.
Flash.
Oh, right.
It's probably like a side game, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah,
Someone
like someone made it or something like that. And
okay.
at the time, I didn't know it was actually based off an anime. Until I think I searched it up. I searched it up, and I was like, "Oh, this is a show. Oh, I can watch this show and stuff like that." And this was like the early days of using Google Video. That was the thing. This
I
wasn't.
actually don't know what.
This wasn't YouTube or anything. I found this on Google Video.
Google Video.
Yes.
Is that what Google search that now? What the hell's a Google Video?
No, Google Video used to be a thing. Like
It's literally like you searching video instead of like on a YouTube or
Oh,
website. You search it up on Google and you can actually find
right now.
videos online.
and Google actually was using their own video player at the time. There wasn't.
Yeah.
So that's how I found like Love Hina, and like that's basically like my introduction to anime. I mean like, cause I didn't know what I was watching. Okay, I thought I was watching adult stuff. Not gonna lie. So I would.
I mean,
I mean it kind of is in a way.
kind of.
Like kind of is
yeah.
Because it's so different to what I've watched before. Because like you have like the main character Keitaro like peeping on girls accidentally, and like a bit of fan service back then. Even though when I rewatched it today, it's not as like it's pretty tame compared to like
A lot of different things.
a lot.
Just watching more extreme stuff these days.
Yeah, I'm watching. Yeah, basically I'm watching more extreme stuff these days. But like back then, I was like hiding from my parents to the fact that I was watching Love Hina. Like so every time like because okay, the modem is in my parents' room. We didn't have Wi-Fi back then. The modem is in my parents' room.
Okay.
But I was watching on my mom's laptop. I remember. Oh no, wait, no, not my mom's laptop. I was watching on the home computer we had. So so basically when and the computer was always in their room. So every time I watched Love Hina, it was literally in their room. Every time they entered the room, I would have to close. I would close it because I'd be scared. Like, oh, I don't want them watching this stuff for me because I didn't know what I was watching myself. But like rewatching Love Hina, like these days, like, oh, now that I'm an adult, I get everything now.
Well, to be honest, it's also a bit strange because I had Love Hina in the school library. Yeah.
Wait, so you have Love Hina in your school library?
In high school library.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah, high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like when he was like 13, 14, it was like, oh, reading Love Hina in. It was like you want to read the manga because it's in the library, but then it's like it's so questionable. So
I remember we used to make fun of a guy called Junshi about reading it. We're like, haha, you're reading porn.
I mean, like that's what that's what like I think every kid's like it's like fear
Yeah.
back in time. It's like just being
Yeah.
just being exposed or like called out. Hey, this guy's watching porn or something like that. But now,
Can I just say like a
Cool.
random like I was like on a like a side note? I feel like
sure.
origin story for anime is like almost connected to when we had access to decent internet. Because back in the day, I could have like 2 gigs, right? That's like 5 YouTube videos and you're down the drain.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I remember
So
those
Bad
days.
days. Like, you wouldn't even be able to watch anime properly, and you had to do
Yeah.
like that ghetto ass stuff where you had to like burn discs from someone else who has downloaded it.
Yeah.
Stuff
so
like
what's
that. Anyway,
your
sorry.
your origin story?
What's your,
Me?
how do you started
Yeah,
watching anime,
your,
Trev?
Your anime. origin story.
I'm gonna like break up into sections. So like,
Yep.
so I guess if we're not counting Pokemon, Digimon, I didn't know that was anime to begin
Yeah, yeah.
with.
We're like, I think
like
you
the
said
first-
you established the fact that you thought they were
But I mean,
cartoons.
you watched that when you were young. As well,
Yeah,
right?
like kids.
Yeah,
I think the first kind of anime I technically would have had got was like I remember getting Bleach from my friend's older brother, and he'd burn it on discs for me. And
Mhm.
it's like I still probably still
Mhm.
have this disc lying around somewhere. And like that's because like I didn't have the internet to actually watch anime. And I remember I didn't really watch a lot of anime that time. It was just really watching Bleach because they had Bleach and they would burn it for me. So I wouldn't even consider like that's like a time when I started watching a lot of anime. But I think and even like between us like sporadically I'd have anime to watch. Like so my sister was friends with another girl who'd burn her Oran High School Host Club, so I probably watched that shit like 5 times.
Mm.
And then we borrowed Azumanga
But
Daioh.
when was this when you were watching all these burnt?
About year 7, year 6,
seven.
so it's like
Yeah.
12, 13, I guess.
Oh, so you were still in high school
Okay.
back then. So basically you're in high school.
Just before high school. Like so it was like about 10, 11 for Bleach,
Mm,
and then like 12, 13 was when I was watching Azumanga Daioh.
mm.
Oh, okay.
Oran High School Host Club.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good stuff,
Okay.
man.
And then your official launch for like
Okay,
searching anime
official
on your
launch.
own, watching the.
I know. I think
yeah,
this is
the
the official
Japanese.
launch because I actually got 100 gigabytes of internet download, or like 500, something like unlimited, right? So I could start going to the mystical websites to get these mystical things that start with the letter T, and then you put them in, and then use
Trevor?
an MKV file.
Trev.
Trev.
Sorry, too much. So let's just say back in the day it was back more ghetto. So I think, and even then it wasn't that much. But I think the anime that really got me into watching like a shit ton of anime, I think like was around like when Sword Art Online came out. Because I know that
Oh,
like we
really?
watch
Ooh.
it now.
Mm.
At the time, like that was what everyone was talking about. It was like
Sword Art
2012.
Online.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
wait,
Yeah.
was it 2012?
2012,
Yeah, it
no,
was
2011,
Yeah,
2011,
You
end of
started
2011.
Getting into anime when I already left
No, you,
high school.
Oh no, it was like I was really into the anime at that point.
Oh,
Yeah.
at that time.
I was
yeah.
like, around those like last
Oh, yeah,
couple
like-
years with Sword Art Online.
Oh wow. Okay.
like just to like reiterate from before, actually like when I mean like Love Hina was my anime origin, but I don't think that was like when I really got into anime or something like that.
Okay.
It's like
I
it's
guess
like I
then
think the same thing.
Or I would just be watching Bleach. But
Yeah, but like, I think but it still counts. I say your one still counts. It still counts regardless. Like you kind of aware of the fact it was anime at the time. You said.
yeah, 100%.
Then when did you start really getting into anime? NewiN?
Oh, like I started really getting into it.
Yeah.
This was actually, I'll say, rather recent, like 2014 or 13.
Okay.
Like
Wow.
Mm, okay.
no, like because like it was. Here's the thing beforehand, like because before I got into like other seasonal anime, let's just call it,
Mhm.
there was like I was watching Naruto and One Piece religiously.
Ah,
So I was basically
Oh, wow. Okay.
I was keeping up with two of the big 3 religiously. So like I didn't like watch anything else at the time.
Mhm.
Like the only like one-off anime I watched like during between here and there was Haruhi, which was like
Okay.
which was the anime that brought me the whole idea into like of like watching more different seasonal stuff.
into the seasonal stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Because since Bleach and Naruto are the ongoing stuff.
Yeah,
and
Naruto, One Piece, Bleach, and all that
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, I never watched Bleach by the way, so
Did you read manga beforehand?
no.
Because I've like Ren said, 'cause at school we had manga, so we would go to we'd read manga at school.
Yeah.
I only read
That's how it was.
Naruto manga, like
Okay.
a bit when it was at school. But like it was just like rereading what I
Oh,
watched.
okay, yeah.
But
I
like
remembered in Go on.
Oh wait, no,
Yeah.
it's how I said like not just read Naruto like at school,
Mhm.
and the reason why I watched Haruhi was because I was playing Phoenix Wright at the time.
Right. Oh.
Okay.
Okay, I was playing Phoenix Wright at the time, and then I found on YouTube a clip where like Haruhi is like they're parodying the Phoenix Wright games.
Oh.
So I was like, wait, what is this?
I didn't know Haruhi.
No, Haruhi had an episode where they parried the Ace Attorney games.
Was this the first series of Haruhi? Because I remember Haruhi had like a second series,
I
right?
can't remember because I watched it actually I can't remember, yeah.
Yeah, because Haruhi had like 2 series.
And
the
I heard
first
it-
series was so out of whack.
No, the second series was Iraq, wasn't it?
Was it?
I
It
felt-
was one of the, I can't remember.
feel like it was
one
second
of the
season.
series that the episodes were like not chronologically.
No, the
in
whole
order.
series in general is if you watch it
It's
in
not
airing
chronological.
out if you watch airing order, it's completely out
It's-
of order.
Yeah, it's out.
But
of
I
order.
watched
Yeah.
I watched it when it was like when like all the episodes were out already, and then like I kind of just binged it in the chronological order. So that's why I can't
Yeah.
remember exactly if it was from the first series or the second series.
I heard it was like, when I was watching it, it was so weird. It was like things were not making sense.
So you were basically watching it when it was
Because,
airing.
Like what does things jump? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
airing order.
Yeah, I went back to rewatch that series in the airing order. I was like, wow, this is so weird. when I watched it compared to the chronological order of it.
Chronologically order. Yeah.
Oh, so but that's enough about like that my origin story, man. What about yours, Ren and Yediya? Or Trevor, you need to finish yours or anything? Anything
No,
else?
I think I'm pretty good. And then like I guess because you had Love Hina in there, I'm gonna just put my one sneaky in there was one with anime titties was Infinite Stratus.
Ah,
But I think I
I
watched
yes,
Infinite Stratus for like that Yuri though. I think it was like because I had like a period of my life, so I went from like watching shonens to then watching strictly like shoujos, like with guys and girls. Then I watched Madoka Magica, which then was like strictly only Yuri at that point afterwards. So like and the only anime titties anime was just really like Infinite Stratus because they had like
And-
that one Yuri pairing.
Oh,
in
yeah,
that.
yeah.
so you
You
didn't insert yourself as the guy.
Hell no. Like I actually only have one waifu, and it's just Lisbeth from SO, and only because she gets cocked, because she loses, and then because you become like a strict Yuri lover. There's like if you're like inserting yourself in that, then you're the NTR person, so you
Yeah.
can't have that happen. So because of that, I actually don't have any waifus. Usually like it's like Yuri paired off someone else.
It's not a Yuri if you insert yourself as a guy.
Exactly.
Unless you're
Yeah.
a girl, then.
Unless you're trying to insert yourself as the
Yeah.
girl, then that's a different story then.
Oh,
But
okay.
if you insert yourself as yourself, because we're all guys here, it's no longer Yuri. So you can't have a Yuri. You insert
Yeah, you can't. It's just straight.
Yeah, you can't.
No one cares about that stuff. No one cares about that vanilla
Oh
straight.
my god, I love Kyoko from Madoka Magica. It's like I'm not shipping myself with that shit. That's just Psycho. You guys do that, It's not happening.
Okay. How about Ren and Yediya? Anime origin stories.
Yeah, what's your story,
hasn't
Ren?
talked- Oh, you want to talk about my story?
Hey, you go.
Okay, I mean, I guess if you.
Yeah,
the
but
Pokemon and Digimon stuff was like when I was 9 and 10. I guess you don't really count that.
well,
but,
do you know you were watching
basic-
anime back then? I guess.
I mean, I watched Pokemon and Digimon when I was like 9 and 10 years old, right?
Yeah. Okay.
And I guess Cardcaptor Sakura as well. It was around like it was kind of like those English dubbed anime that was you thought was cartoons because they played it on TV.
Yes.
Mm.
And it only really started to hit me that it became like anime because my dad is actually also in. He
Your-
loved Dragon Ball and stuff like that.
Your dad is a
when he
weeb
was
as
young.
well, right?
Yeah,
That's
he is.
cool. That's right. I
Yeah.
remember you.
Yeah. So basically, what happened was that during on TV at late night, it was like 11 p.m. They would show these Japanese anime that were dubbed in Japanese and had English subs, and they were showing on TV. And at that time, it was like on weekends I would stay up with my dad and would watch those on TV. So it was like Inuyasha that got me into it, and then following that, it was like The Grey Man showed and Shaman King showed on TV. And of course, if it got too late, my dad would record them on the VCR tapes. You know, those,
Oh, classic.
yeah, the
Wow.
old classic. Yeah, we recorded them on VCR tapes, and I watched them on weekends. And that was like when I was 11, right? That was when I was still in another country. And then yeah, when I moved to Australia, I stopped watching anime because it was no longer on TV, right?
Was it?
So I stopped watching anime, and then I was reintroduced into like Naruto and Bleach as anime with some of my high school friends at the time, and they introduced me to the Naruto, the mangas were at school, and then I would end up watching them on YouTube. That was the days of the
part one.
yeah,
Part 1, part 1 out 3.
Naruto, episode 39, part 1.
Yeah.
And then
Missing
on
one of the
YouTube.
parts. Oh no.
Yes, and Naruto episode 39 part 2 on
Oh.
YouTube. Yeah, and it was just like back to back many different parts of the Naruto.
It's
and
so
Bleach.
triggering when you couldn't like find
Yeah.
the other part.
Yeah, that was like when I was like 13, 14. So I actually started like getting to anime when I was really, really young. It was the basic cartoon stuff, and then it was like straight away it was like 11 p.m. on TV, those late night
Wait,
anime stuff.
there
And
was
then
anime
in
late night on
high
TV?
school, yeah. On back in my in the country that I was born in,
Oh,
on
okay.
TV, yeah, on late night TV, it was like 11 p.m. They showed pretty much they showed Inuyasha, then it was The Grey Man, and then it was Shaman King, and those are the series that I was watching.
So you
at
actually
that time,
you basically got the actual anime experience
yes,
on TV.
Yeah, it was showing like 1 hour on like Friday nights or something like that.
Because all us like me, I think me and Trev can like relate that. Literally all our anime was just only on morning kids shows. I think.
Oh, there was actually one other avenue, but we don't go to the dark side called SBS. And like
Oh, yeah.
to 1 a.m.
Yeah, oh yeah,
We don't go there.
we don't go
That's
SBS.
one other option.
Oh yeah, 'cause I know the problem with SBS back then. For some reason, my TV could not get its signal properly. So it was like the most staticky looking like kind of channel I can see. So I'm like, well, I'm not watching this. Why would I watch this when I got The Simpsons in HD quality, like on my channel 10 or something like that?
Yeah, right after Neighbors, right?
Yeah, man, right after Neighbors or right before Neighbors, one of them.
Right after.
Was it before Neighbors? No, it's like this was 6 p.m. Neighbors was like 5:30, right?
Oh, was it? I can't remember, man.
Anyways, I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, Neighbors was like 6.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, continuing from after the Bleach saga, or the YouTube saga, it was like introduced to Crunchyroll when I was like 14 and 15, and that was when Crunchyroll was free. I would go on. It's like
Crunchyroll was free at one time.
Crunchyroll was free at when I was like 15, 16. That was when I started the seasonal. Almost before I started the seasonal stuff. It was stuff like Hitman Reborn and stuff, and even Naruto and Bleach started going onto Crunchyroll, and then I would watch those there because YouTube stopped having their part 1, part 2, so we had to find a new outlet. So we went to Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
I remember when I was 15,
Wow.
16. It wasn't.
Like, that's the thing. I never really.
Crunchyroll existed that long.
Yeah, I never really experienced the YouTube, honestly, the YouTube part 1 and part 2 as much, because like I did like watch it once, like see it once in a while, but I did not really watch it because I somehow end up on Crunchyroll first as well, and it was literally just watching like one episode, and all you have to deal with just the ad at the beginning, I think, and ad at the back at the end of episodes. That was it.
This was after Crunchyroll became
Blew up.
licensed.
Yeah, before like they were basically
After,
using
like-
fan subs at the time.
Yeah.
I remember because that's how I watched all my Naruto. It was all by Databayo subs. That was like literally the subbers. They were called Databayo.
Yeah, because I was watching Crunchyroll when it was free.
Same.
And before it became, they were using
Like an actual paid service.
Yeah.
Yeah, before it became.
Before it became a Netflix or like a subscription
Oh, it
service.
became legit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
legit.
Yeah. So that's your origin story.
That's my origin story.
Basically, because your dad's a weeb,
So,
you started watching anime.
Yeah, I started
That-
from young.
Honestly,
yeah.
that's a
From
cool.
cartoons into those, yeah.
That's a cool animation story because it's cool having a cool dad, like a weeb dad, I guess. In a way.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Yeah, it is.
How
We
about
talk
you?
about games and anime from time to time.
Yeah, man.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, his favorite. I guess I'll just go. His favorite anime at the moment is Slime.
Oh.
Not 300. It's
I know what slime.
Yeah,
No one knows
yeah,
about
yeah,
slime
yeah,
300.
right?
It's Tensei slime, isn't it?
Yeah, Tensei
Yeah,
Slime.
that's a
Yeah.
slime.
Oh god.
That's his favorite currently. Before that, it was Oval. Yeah.
He's
Oh.
actually so like opposite times. He's like almost like exceeding.
Yeah, like when I saw your
No, but he doesn't watch that much anymore. He kind of got bored of a lot of the stuff that's currently airing, and unless it's like some isekai stuff or like, then he'll watch.
so he's basically like a boomer degenerate in a way.
Whoa!
I'm kidding. No, like you're talking about like the people with the most simple taste that love just isekai shows. That's what I mean. Like the one who just
Powered.
huh?
He likes overpowered protagonists.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like the people who like watch the shows for the very most basic stuff, I guess. I'm just kidding. But if, like when I see your dad IRL, I mean like I did not see a weeb in him.
Hello, Mr. Ren's dad. Hi, I heard you're a boomer degenerate.
Are we gonna start like mentioning this?
I mean, you
Hey,
can.
hello. So you're like the legendary boomer degenerate.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to call your dad a boomer degenerate, but like, that's like.
So
Like I was.
nonchalant.
I'm sorry.
That's rude.
I'm sorry, Ren's dad. Are you watching this?
Sorry, but man, this is gonna be a meme. Putting that out there. I'm
But-
letting you forget.
Yeah.
But like, if you ever like see some
You
dude.
went from your dad's cool into your dad's.
Yeah, but he's cool because he's a degenerate. I'm a degenerate too. I welcome other
I can't
degenerates.
imagine when you have kids. I'm gonna call you boomer degenerate.
Yeah, man.
That'll be great.
Your dad's a rude.
I'll tell your son, that's a boomer degenerate.
Wait, your grandfather's a movie.
like I can't like honestly because I'm a degenerate myself. So like, it's like to me I just see it as a compliment these days, even though it's not.
Wait. I think we're getting off topic. We should probably get.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we can probably get the Yeti's origin story.
Get the origin.
Alright. It's too fun. Origin story of anime, right? Like first time I get into anime. In
Yeah.
my case, I like games more back then. Like I'm a more gamer.
Yeah.
And like if we're talking about like when I realized anime was an anime instead of like normal cartoons, then that'll take me back like far when I guess I was watching Bakuso Kyodai, Tamiya, 4W Drive. Yeah, I was watching those.
I've
Yo,
never
so-
never heard of this.
Can you tell me what should I Google to find out what that is?
It's Bakuso Kyodai. Do you know Tamiya? The car, the race car, the small race car thingy?
Wait, is this Speed Racer?
I'm going to just find
No,
out.
not Speed
That's
Racer.
what
I'm saying.
Kyodai.
It's Bakuso Kyodai. Well, it's Tamiya basically, 4W Drive. It's like the small cars that you can like assemble yourself. You put in like the engine and stuff, and then you like race your
I'm
friends
gonna
with it.
put this out there
Yeah,
for
yeah,
you,
I know.
Yediya. That was in winter 1997 when it premiered. I was born in '96, so no, I definitely have no idea what that is.
Okay. I guess people know I'm old now.
Well, I'm just as old as you. I had no idea what the hell that is. This is my first time hearing about it.
Hello. Well,
It's
basically,
Kyodai. No.
yeah, because it was from like a small race car called Tamiya, right? Like it's literally a race car that you can assemble by yourself and you can play it with your friends by like racing them.
Oh, like Hot Wheels.
And
Yeah.
like Hot Wheels,
Not
some kind of Hot
really.
Wheels.
It's like those motor cars, right? Then and then
Yeah.
you have the racetrack.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
know.
you
what-
don't even
yeah,
control
yeah.
them. Yeah, so like those are a thing in back in my home country on like those years, and that's where I like first actually started watching something and actually watch something, right? But that doesn't count as like what brings me into more animes. Like that's just like okay, this is one. I'm gonna watch this, and then after that, like for a few years more, I'm still keep on like playing games and reading mangas because like I'm so into mangas. I read Naruto, Bleach, One Piece. I follow like all of them weekly.
Then I'll call that.
But it was,
I'll call that an origin story in a way, because you're
Yeah.
aware you're reading manga.
yeah, I'm still reading manga. Yeah, but not really into watching anime
Okay.
because basically I don't really like to watch. That's why I play games. Like I like to insert myself into the game,
Ah,
into the media that I'm actually consuming. I like to do that, right? But
that's why you're
if we're
Roxas
talking
now.
about, yeah, that's why I'm Roxas now because I want to be Roxas. Yes. But I guess if we're counting like, if we're talking about like when do I first actually start watching anime and like actively search for animes, like because back then it was like, say I guess I'll watch it, I'll read it out. But if I were to say when I started actually actively look for animes, then that'll probably be like 2011, 2012.
Sword Art Online era.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't Sword Art Online. Sword Art Online is like, I wasn't really that interested in Sword Art Online before. So wait, my first anime, right? It was, in this case, it would be Oreimo.
Yeah.
It's my sister cannot be this cute, and like it's interesting, right? Because I really don't like watching movies or animes back then, but I stumbled upon this manga, which is Oreimo, and when I found out about it, it was really interesting because like okay, so there's this little sister, she's like she needs for a better. I was like, oh, this is interesting.
For the record, Oreimo is like my little sister can't be this cute. So yeah, just
Yeah.
It's like, I think that's the title part. Kind of tells you most what you need to know about the story.
Yep.
It's literally just about little sisters.
Like,
It's great.
if anyone doesn't know our friendship group, I say, yeah. Do you want to explain to yourself like this meme we kind of put around you, of like about you little sisters?
Yeah, basically because of this, right? Because
he cut out.
Cut off this.
He cut off. No.
oh no, hello.
Hello. Yeah. You're back.
Yep.
Go back.
Yeah, because I like watching these little sisters animes, right? Like I have no idea why, I just love it. So I am actually the Oni-chan guy in the group.
So he actually
loves-
you self-inserted.
Yeah, you self-inserted. You like self-inserted looking game. Now you self-inserted yourself in anime.
Yeah.
It
into
works
the
out.
anime of Oreimo. It works out really well.
What do you think? What do you think your sister will say if she heard this right now?
Exactly.
She heard already.
So she knows.
She noticed already.
Okay,
She's like, what the hell, bro? What the hell?
So basically, if for anyone who doesn't know, in our friendship group, we always called it the syscon, like the character.
And I guess I kind of am.
I just called the king of incest when we play AMQ.
Yeah, man. Every time, if you're doing AMQ, if there's a sister anime, we always ask Yediya.
Yediya.
Yeah, and I would always know for some reason.
Yep.
Yeah, that would be my first. But the manga of Oreimo wasn't updated as regularly as the anime, and that's why I went to anime, and that's how I got into anime, because I was trying to find out what is gonna happen in the next chapter of Oreimo, but I couldn't find any. And
Did you watch the OVA? Out of curiosity. Did you actually watch the
I did.
OVA?
I did
Okay,
watch the
'cause,
OVA in the end.
Because the OVAs in Oreimo specifically, there was actually continuation episodes. They weren't real like they weren't OVAs. They were like episode
Actual
14, 15, and
continuation,
16.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was
They're more
kind of
like,
important to watch the OVAs in that
It
show.
was like the worst second season.
Well, in a way, isn't Oreimo a light novel? So it would make sense that you didn't find the manga, like
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
updates?
it was a line.
Yeah. Because nowadays, right, like manga, how it, as much as I see, right, from a light novel, people would adapt it to manga, and from manga, if it sells well, people read a lot of it, and then it's gonna be adapted to animes, right?
Yeah.
Back then, doesn't really work that way. Like a light novel, if it's interesting, there's gonna be like this certain groups who's adapting it into manga, and there's gonna be this other certain groups who's
And
gonna be
then-
adapting it into anime.
Yeah.
They do that. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's like
Yeah.
I remember Haruhi was pretty much like one of those like first like light novels that got adapted to the anime that kind of started like the whole light novel anime trend. Like,
Oh
like-
yeah, it was.
like-
Like it was really good. Like a lot of people knows Haruhi, and a lot of people really like Haruhi.
Yeah. So like that was like how like light novels became anime. Like a lot because a lot back then, I don't think a lot of mangas got adapted from light novels as much back in the day.
Anime.
Like I'm definitely seeing it a lot more now these days.
Also didn't know how. For the record, I want to put a disclaimer here. Like, Oreimo is actually a really, really good show. It's like super interesting.
I
Like,
really.
shows don't have to have a great like topic in order to be like interesting.
Yeah,
The
like,
show's actually really, really interesting. So I think that it is actually worth watching.
it's got a weird
So,
concept.
Wait, before it's called like a random
Controversial, I
Discord
would
guy.
say.
It does have a weird concept, but like from what I'm hearing from you guys, it's still an enjoyable show, a fun show to watch.
It's a controversial show at that time. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Think of like a show that's like it's not like the best subject matter, right? But like the show itself actually takes itself serious enough that it's actually a good show. Like for example, Keijo is actually a pretty good show, even though it's like antics. Legitimately, like,
Keijo's actually literally a fun show.
Yeah.
Like I remember that show, how much of a degenerate show that is, but it's actually quite fun, actually decent show.
If you sat down and
very
watch that
true.
show, it's actually that they take the game like actually very seriously. They don't ever play it off as fan service.
Yeah.
So it's actually kind of like becomes a good show, even though like it's like okay, essentially tits and ass, but you know.
Yeah, like shows that have fan service, but like they take their like sports or like I guess like topics seriously in a way.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, like So is that like your anime origin story for everyone? Like Yediya?
Yeah, and from there, after I finished Oraimo, then I just started looking for more anime.
You know, like Kiss Exist. What else is there?
Just like-
What was that? Was that show? Was something no Sora?
I wasn't. Huh? What is?
There was a show I think called something no Sora or something.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Sora.
Did you watch that as well?
Oh my
No, I
god.
didn't. Actually, because from there on, I didn't actually watch more sister animes. I watched more of like Sword Art Online, Madoka. Madoka's probably gonna be my second anime.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's like basically from your I guess. Oh wait, actually, continue on that topic. Like from your experience on anime origin, did that kind of like lead you to have like a taste of like an idea of what kind of anime you liked or like taste?
Yeah, I think so. Because like when one of the actually took your interest, right? Because normally you've consumed. I'm sure we've all consumed like a lot of different things,
Yes.
like cartoons, games,
Yeah.
mangas, comics, even like other movies, right? But then like back then you're just watching them usually entertainment, like general entertainment, and you
Yeah.
don't really know what you really like.
Yep.
Then suddenly when I found Oraimo is basically where I get to, I didn't actually realize I would like these things. Like
You like
this
to be
kind of genre.
you like to be a good big brother, Oni-chan.
You
Can I
like
just ask
little
on the
sister
side here?
anime.
Huh?
About that topic, about like your taste and stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I remember being like a kid, right, and you're feeling like you had to like the cool anime, like I had to like the Bleach and the Naruto's.
Oh yeah.
So like there was a bit of shame where like I don't want to tell people I like watching Toradora. Like I was in high school, right? And I don't know, there was like a weird loop for me. In high school, around like just like 16 or 17, it suddenly became like, because around when you got to like, I don't know, 14, 15, it wasn't cool to play Pokemon on Maple Store anymore. But at 16 and 17, suddenly it was cool, it was fine again. And that was kind of when I was more open with like telling people that I did like the shoujo stuff instead of like the shonen stuff, because I don't really watch shonen in general.
I guess because like I kind of just like those like kind of shonen like long adventure shows like Naruto, One Piece. Like I just like it just never really occurred to me like I say like I liked them. Like I mean like everyone liked them back at the time, so he's like it didn't matter when I say like yeah I like Naruto, I like One Piece, and then everyone just like yeah cool cool, because like everyone pretty much liked it. It's same with like Pokemon back in the day as well. The only one that was questionable, I guess you say you liked, was Card Captain Sakura and Sailor Moon, because they're because I went to an all boys school here back then. So if I'm saying I like a shoujo show, man, like something like mostly aimed at girls, it's like you'll get roasted for that.
Yeah, it feels weird saying it as well,
Yeah,
right?
it feels weird.
Like over the last like 5 to 10 years, like anime has just become so much more widely accepted.
Yeah,
And
it
I think
makes
that's a
sense.
lot of that
Yeah.
sort of
It's
online
like-
as well. Because like even telling people you liked anime was kind of like a taboo to some extent.
Yeah.
back in the day.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, people who like anime but didn't like the same genre as you, I guess. Like you used to roast them back in the day, I think. Like you get roasted.
Yeah, dude.
Like
Watching porn. Fucking love it.
yeah, man.
Oh, yeah, literally.
Just because it's an ecchi show, you're watching porn.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
It's just that.
I think it's more of just the ecchi stuff that people would not like, vocally say I watch the ecchi stuff. Right? That was for my during my time, anyways. It was like you could say anything else, but when it came to ecchi stuff, you try to like not say the series if it wasn't ecchi stuff. Like I remember I watched To Love Ru. And it was like it's like I don't mind saying things that but when it comes to like things like Negima, To Love Ru, I would even though I read them, and I watched like the first season of To Love Ru, and I was like I would not say and I read those I would not say that I liked those series because it was a bit risque, but anything else it was kind of fine as long as it wasn't like heavily ecchi. It was like okay, I wouldn't mind like saying I like even things like Macross or the other Guilty Crown.
Yeah. I kept my secret of watching Love Hina is my first anime for a long time, man. For a long time, I kept that as a secret. But yeah,
I just like a random side tangent. I once had like a interview with a HR person for work once. And I told him that I was like the president of an anime club in university, and his first response was, "Oh, you like that hentai stuff, right?" So I mean, Like he was like the head of the HR department, and I was like, no.
Hey, the fact that he used the word hentai.
He used the word hentai specifically. I'm like, no.
He used the word hentai
Like,
from
I
anime.
trying to explain to some like 40, 50-year-old guy that hentai is like anime titties and porn, like straight up porn, while
Yeah.
the other one's just showing it. You know, it's like the not exactly. No, I didn't.
Yeah,
I just, no,
it's
it's
like-
not that. It's not that.
It's like when you watch a blockbuster Hollywood film and it has sex scene, not a porn.
Yeah.
A porno.
Okay, yeah.
It's not a straight porn. Yeah,
Yeah.
the hentai's a straight porn.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah,
that's like really.
Yeah, no,
I'm gonna use that next
that's
time.
something
I'm
that
gonna use it next time. It's like James, like watching anime is like James Bond, and there's like hot Bond girl, and then watching hentai is just watching straight porn. There's a big
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah.
I would say.
Like you watch a movie, oh, there's a sex scene, but it's not porn, I guess.
Yeah, it's not fault. I remember watching that Matrix scene in like Matrix 2, man. I was like, this is a sex scene, but it wasn't porn.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like going back to that topic, I kind of came back to earlier. Like, so when you were watching your like first exposure to anime, did that like lead you to your kind of type of genre you did? Because like looks like for Yediya it did. He's like little sister anime, and he did say he liked
Well-
Madoka. So you like magical girl stuff as well.
Yeah, it makes me like. I guess I'm more into the slice of life kind of guy in that sense.
Yeah. Like I am like also into the slice of life because if my first origin story was basically other than the shonen stuff was like Love Hina and Haruhi, which is mainly Haruhi is mainly a slice of life show that with supernatural stuff, but it's still mainly a slice of life, and like that's what kind of brought me on to loving slice of life shows because it just feels like you were there, I guess.
That is true. That is true.
It feels like it can happen, but at the same time, probably not the same time. It can't happen. Like, how about you, the rest? Like, did it lead you to like the genres you like more?
I think for me it's weird because since I watched a lot, but the things that started me off were all the shonen, right? But the things that I really enjoy or what I rate like the top are not the shonen
Not
stuff.
shonens, yeah.
So I got into the shonen stuff, but then from there I started watching a bunch of genres, and at different years or different depending on what's airing, right? My top of that year is not always gonna be even the stuff that I like. So it ends up like my favorite animes are a whole bunch of different genres. I got slice of life. I got I've got mecha. I've got those with as long as it has
Music.
really really good plot.
Or can be meta as hell, like
Or
recreators.
something that I really and I don't know. It's just something that I really enjoy because I love fantasy series. I have some that I like that are mecha, like really top that are mecha fantasy series. Like even some slice of lives I rated as like the top for the year or yeah. So it's like a whole bunch of different and I guess later if we're going to like our favorite animes and stuff, I'll
Yeah.
tell you like the
Favorite
few
anime,
of them.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just
And
realized.
you'll see that I like a whole different genre. Yeah.
I just realized that like going back when you asked the question about did it like affect your taste, I realized it actually did because I just remembered that like the reason why I stopped watching shoujo animes because I was like too jealous of the MC getting the girls and stuff. Like, I was like, yeah, I don't want to deal with this stuff anymore. So then I just moved on to Yuri because you can't be jealous of this shit.
Because you like watching it. Yeah,
No,
you-
like they get this like wonderful ending because I watch like wholesome shows like
Yep.
Toradoras. Like they got the best, nicest endings and stuff, and it's all cute and stuff. You're like, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of looking at your happy ending. I'm done here. So like because like for me, like I watch like shonen stuff, and I kind of almost like completely stopped watching shonen after a while. Then I
Alright.
watched Switchless shows for a while. Then I watched like cute girls doing cute things shows. So like I didn't particularly like K-On, but it's like the K-On like that batch of shows like K-On, Yuri, Comic Girls, Yuri
Yeah.
Camp even technically like
Yep.
just like stuff like that.
Yeah,
like
those
like,
fuzzy
I remember
shows.
watching Madoka Magica, and then like that was the thing that made me like Yuri. Not like Kyoko Saika. At the convention, I commissioned the same Kyoko Saika piece every year. Like every single go to the convention, same person. They're
Okay.
Like, it's like a little mural.
I thought
I
you.
don't even like that
I thought you. I
artist,
thought you
but
just said for a second that you commissioned like yourself, like you drew a commission Kyoko Saika.
Hell no, my commissions are too expensive. You know? Only the richest man like Yediya can afford it.
Yeah. Not even I can.
Oh no, you said you went in for a month.
For like 20, 35 cents, man. You get Trevor's drawing.
5 cents.
35 cents.
Cannot guarantee the character will like the one that you asked for.
Okay. So getting on the topic like animation origin story. Sorry, so like, what are like your like favorites like anime, like of all time? What do you say?
You
Like,
want to start us off that one?
like yeah, favorite of all time, man. It's like I'm yeah. My favorite all time is like it's gotta be like Haruhi is up there for me as my favorite all time because that not only was the anime that got me into anime, like it really got me into anime hard because the way why I love that show is because it's so much different genres in one show. Like that's what I kind of saw it as like back then. Like when I was like, it was also like one of my first exposure to like watching different anime, and the fact that it knew so much different tropes and like archetypes, I guess, like the stuff that you see a lot these days, like such as like say like a baseball episode, like a beach episode, all that stuff like that. Because like I guess it was like because it was like so meta back then. It just like it was like here you want to know what anime is, here watch Haruhi in a way. But like as I watch and when I rewatched it over again, I can definitely see the faults more of it, because I think yeah. But after rewatching that series, but when you rewatch that series, I always end up watching the movie, which I think is a god tier in my eyes. So like Haruhi is probably my favorite anime of all time, just because of its, I guess I'll say, its versatility, because of like it's literally so much different genres into one, and like with a simple plot of don't make God bored or the world will destroy. So they start doing stupid stuff. So literally it could be the most mundane thing they do, and then we're like, okay, God is not bored. Haruhi's not bored. That's what I got from that show. It was just like, when I remember watching it first, I'm like, they're literally doing nothing half the time.
I think Haruhi is like one of those that started the slice of life tropes, like you said, like the beach episodes and all those.
No, it didn't. I wouldn't say it didn't really start it, but it definitely, like I said, it started a lot of like. Oh, it started like it kind of like made you more. It made you more aware of those tropes. It made you more aware of those tropes that was still in beforehand.
Like the beach episodes. And
stuff like that. Walking into someone's walking into a girl while they're getting changed, all that stuff. It's like those stuff. It's like the fact that they got specific characters literally to play those tropes as well, and because Kion is like the best. I think he is like one of the best self-inserting characters you can put, because he's just like, what the hell's going on the whole time. he's just gotta deal with it. And as an anime fan, it's literally that you just gotta deal with it. It's like there's all these tropes and cliches. Just deal with it. But yeah, Haruhi is one of my favorite animes of all time, along with I say my second or could be my first sometime one day. But it's Sangatsu no Lion, which is a highly, I think, underrated show, but not underrated by Mal standards. I'll say underrated in popularity, but score-wise on Mal, it's one of the highest scored shows. And when I think about Sangatsu no Lion, I see it as an overall kind of package stuff, but it's not something that everyone can get into. It's just it's hard to explain. It's just a really, really good show. I just love it. I mean, I remember it was the one show airing during the decade that I just did what is it? I could not stop want to talk about, or stop keep waiting every week for it. It was the most excitement I had ever watching a show, even though it's not a show entertaining, I guess. But yeah, that's
on a side note there, right? I find that rating your favorite anime of all time is really difficult, because the way I break down anime is this way. So let's say there's 4 categories that you can score out of 10. So story gets 1 to 10, sound gets a 1 to 10, animation gets a 1 to 10, and then personal enjoyment gets a 1 to 10. Something you can know is objectively bad, right? Story is objectively bad, or the music or the quality is objectively bad, but the enjoyment level can hit an 11, right? So when you say the favorite anime of all time, it's it feels really difficult to answer sometimes, because it's there's an objective answer, which you think out of your list of, say, you these 10 animes, objectively this is probably the best show, but your personal enjoyment show also kind of can trump that kind of thing.
Yeah, I know what you mean. like I said,
Yeah.
Haruhi, like I think Haruhi is my personal joy is like my favorite show. It comes with personal joy, but I think Sangatsu no Line is literally my favorite, the best show.
All-time favorite show,
What you
objective
consider
design.
as-
Well, I think as an all time, I consider as an
best
all time like best show, like literally for production, like story, everything like that.
Yeah, like there are some animes I think are like objectively like almost like perfect shows, but I don't like them either way.
Yeah.
Like,
I think I
that-
would say, what's your personal favorite as what you would say is your all-time personal favorite?
Yeah.
I could probably just name a few, honestly.
Yeah,
I
Like
reckon
it doesn't have to be technically good. It's just something that you really love.
You really
I
I
enjoy
think
it.
anime also it's really important like what age you watch it or like what time in your life you watch it as well.
I guess so,
That
yeah.
personal like resonance kind of really is important. Like even though you keep watching it again, and the show's like not as good as it used to be, like, but like you can still remember at that time you really did like the show for one reason. Or
At
not.
that time.
Mhm.
Okay.
So what are your favorite shows, guys? I just told you guys mine. Mine.
Who's
Well,
that
what's
question directed
Trev's?
towards? You want to
Anyone want to be the volunteer? Okay, let's.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's start with Yaya because Yaya started last
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Alright,
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
do reverse. Okay. Mine, right?
Or emo.
No. It's not.
Alright.
Actually, I guess.
Kiss
Okay.
sis.
I'll give you guys the reasoning first of my and how I rate my personal favorite, because
Okay.
again, like I would just only say my personal favorite because if you're talking what
Okay.
animes are objectively good, that's
Well, I
gonna be a
guess
lot, right?
you say what is your personal, what you think is the best anime you've watched.
I'll give my reasoning first, right?
Okay.
So stretching from how I like slice of life, what I actually like from slice of life is not just the slice of life itself. It's more towards I like shows that moves me emotionally. It can be
Yeah.
like
I love
it
that,
could
yeah.
be like sad things. It could be happy things. It could be like, and this is also why I like it moves me. It moves my feeling in a tragic way. I still like it anyway. It does move. So
What?
I like that.
Are you heading towards like your line, April?
No. Your Line April doesn't really move me.
Okay. Just making sure here. Just making sure here.
Yeah,
I
it's
agree.
fine.
I agree with Eddie there. Like anime that
Yeah.
moves your heart.
Okay.
Is definitely anime that you
Yeah.
really do.
Would really love.
Yeah.
And in my case, right, my top first would be Steins Gate.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah, actually, it's Steins Gate. Yeah,
Not-
actually, it's Steins
Not
Gate.
even it's that's not even a slice of life show, is it?
Yeah, it's not Slice of Life, yeah.
That's
It's got slice of life
really
elements, but it's
interesting.
basically
So-
science.
okay.
That's my this.
Yeah, so well, again, that's the reasoning, right? It's because like I have never seen a show so moving than Steins Gate. It could also be affected by like say because
Wow.
at that time I didn't really expect I didn't really expect what's coming.
Yeah.
And then like suddenly all of this like roller coaster of emotion just comes in, and that's why I really love it so much. Because like
Wow,
the first few
I-
episodes kind of like bland, right? Well, not really
Mhm.
bland. I guess they're more like nothing really
Slow
happens.
start back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah. And like my friend recommended to me saying like this is like the best anime. She really likes it. Oh, sure, I'll give it a go. I went in 5 episodes, 6 episodes, like nothing really happens. I guess it's just okay. But then like once the roller coaster actually starts, it's like, oh
Yeah.
my god, this is amazing. And yeah, since then, Steins Gate has always been my favorite.
Science Gate is
That was
definitely
really
one of those series that takes a while to set up everything, and then it just hits you like a freaking truck.
Yeah, and all of
Yeah.
the setups are actually meaningful. Like that's a great thing about it, right? Because some animes they said a lot of different things, but then they couldn't really finish because of how you have limitations of like how many episodes you can have per
Yeah.
season and like
Yeah.
runtime
Yeah.
and everything. But in Steins Gate case, they actually start things and they can actually accomplish what they want to accomplish from the start. So I really like that part of them, and that's why it's my favorite as well.
Did you like rewatch Stein Gates?
Steins Gate.
Like to
was-
like see all the clues or something?
I don't think I've rewatched Steins Gate. I rewatched some things. I rewatched Oreimo. Sure, I mean.
It's like Steins Gate is my favorite anime. Am I gonna rewatch it? No, I'm gonna rewatch Emo.
No, I mean like did you like rewatch some scenes in Steins Gate like to see like the clues or something like they had like
Oh, yeah, I
like
did.
that's what I meant like because I haven't watched Steins Gate personally myself but like I heard like there was a lot of like hints like that or foreshadowing they had like throughout the show that you will not notice at first.
Yeah, it was really amazing, right? When you go back to like the first few episodes and you saw like, oh, this means this and this means this and that means actually that and this is why things are connected. all the mind blows, man.
Mhm.
Yeah, man.
How could you not like this anime?
Yep.
Yeah,
Definitely
it's
one of my
amazing.
tops as well. Yeah.
Mm.
I haven't
Yeah,
watched
I-
it.
Yes,
Yeah,
I'm the same.
really
I'm the
well.
same boat as Trev here.
I will say it's kind of it is a bit hard to get into because it's extremely slow build up.
Yeah.
I just said to do and
Yeah.
that's about
Same. I just know Tuturu and that's it. But like, the reason why I never watched it because I'm just lazy.
Mm.
And it's I would say it is hard to like get into, and like it doesn't captivate your attention immediately.
Yeah.
That's the problem with Steins Gate. It doesn't, like, you have to just sit through it, and then when it starts going, then it just uncontrollably rolls out of control. Yeah.
Mm.
Uncontrollably rolls out of control. English.
English.
Yeah.
So what?
Yeah, I
Now,
guess that was my
what would you say is your best? Yeah.
Wait,
best, as in like top.
he said
What
Steins Gate, right?
You judge, yeah. No,
Yeah.
what you judge is your the best thing you've watched. Not your personal
Oh,
favorite. Like,
like
what
objectively, yeah.
yeah, objectively as
Okay.
something that
Now
you
this-
consider as, well, technically it's
Yeah.
still subjective, but
Already.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
it could-
but-
could-
but
it still could be
it's
Steins Gate.
more objective, right? Alright, now this one is really hard, right? Because I couldn't really have an answer for, because
Okay.
I like different animes for different reasons.
Yes.
Like I can enjoy a lot of different
Yes.
animes and a lot of different
Yeah.
genres. Yeah. So I couldn't really tell what is objectively good. But I guess
Okay,
what I
that's
can
fair, yeah.
what I can say is, I would pinpoint an anime that is good, as well as it's easier for people to go in and get interested in,
Okay.
and that would be Promised Neverland.
Oh, okay.
oh, okay.
Because it's really interesting. Because like usually when you watch animes, like these days, right?
Mhm.
People who are not watching animes, they would be like going into slice of life, and it's gonna be like, oh, what is happening?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It goes up slow, right? But Promised Neverland brings in some kind of a
Mhm.
mystery, even in the first episode, and I guess
Yeah.
that comes as a bang.
I've only watched the first episode of that show, and let's just say my best girl does not make it.
Oh my god.
Open the door, I know where to go.
He's talking
I
about.
don't know. Sorry, chuck that spoiler out there for friends.
Yeah, okay.
Uh,
But yeah, definitely that would be.
so
that would
like,
be the
do you
one I
actually
would say.
legitimately think like production wise, story wise, and character wise, like that is like your like the
That
best
is
the best
your-
anime.
Yeah.
You're the best
I
anime.
have another interesting topic on the side note. I think you should like discuss what people think is objectively like the best anime, like putting away personal taste for a second.
Yeah.
I think that's a cool topic to go on.
That would be. I think that'd be cool topic to go on in the future. I
I mean,
think.
I
Yeah.
guess it would be like what you consider as has best story and execution to, as
Yeah.
well as like, at least decent enough art,
Like,
good,
Mm.
like something
yeah.
you
I
consider
don't think
as
decent enough art's actually an important part. I think there's like an anime I'd put out there that would have the have very shitty art.
it depends on the art style. If it
that's
works with the
gonna
art
be-
style, it depends on the art style and how they use it.
or like the
Yeah.
or like the animation
Yeah.
of it, right?
Yeah.
Well as the execution. Because sometimes it's like, even though you could say, oh yeah, the story could be really good, but because the anime itself produced it really badly, you
Yeah.
just don't want to watch it, right?
Yeah.
And it's really it's hard to stay
Like, what's an
watching
example, like,
something.
Produce like a really terrible like art style.
Oh, like one with
Yeah.
very terrible art style and very terrible animation. You talking about?
As in it was okay in the manga, but the art style was just so terrible that like it just made you not like it.
Something.
I know about art
Is it
style.
there
Well,
one that you
there
think of?
probably is.
It is, but I can't. Not one that comes to my mind right now.
Yeah.
There's one that I know of, right? It's like, okay, the story and the thing was quite decent. I would say it's quite decent. It's called Copcraft. And what happened was, like, even the first few episodes, the animation and everything, it was fine. But what ruined the whole series was because in one of the episodes they butchered the it's one of those, if you watch Shirobako, that whole concept of how a show gets ruined, yeah, that actually happened in Copcraft,
I
where
see.
they literally one of the episodes they actually just took stills during a fight scene and just slapped on still images like during a fight scene. It was
Oh,
so
no.
bad.
That sounded
where
like-
you know the production on a production level they just screwed up.
Like that honestly sounds like like what happened with the Seven Deadly Sins anime from what I heard.
Production bad that drops off the cliff.
It's like it's not that the story was bad or anything, and you know it was based on a light novel, and I wouldn't say the story is bad, and I wouldn't say the execution like, but at a production for an anime, it's like you just completely, it just you know it's not a good show because you know the production just screwed up. I can't watch, I can't watch. You know, it's it's like
Yeah, I know what you
this
mean.
isn't-
Wait, so
Yeah.
you're saying like the production, like actually, I think there's a very like objective difference between the production screwed up and then the production budget was just like really low.
just
Yeah.
not good. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So-
it's just so in this situation, it actually just
I don't know whether the production screwed up or the budget was low, but what happened was on screen, it was just supposed to be a really good fight scene, just ended up as still, like literally still frames, with not even proper shading. It was literally, you know, just no shading to the
Literally just the
pictures.
f-
It was
they just-
literally just still colored.
They used the bucket
images.
tool. They used the bucket tool.
Yeah,
Which they say.
literally, yeah, like that, and just for like a few minutes of switching between like 5-second still images, and it was like, or 10-second still images. It was just like you know, someone just took the director's mood board and just put it into, or what's it called, the storyboard, and just planted it into the into the show and said, "Hey, that's the anime." You know, it was actually pretty okay at first, and then they just ended up, you know, pushing the whole thing.
I think.
alright. Let's get back
I think
on
we're gonna talk something like I think
Yeah,
you I
okay,
think you
sorry,
I think
sorry.
you're sick of roasting what anime you don't like. But how about
Sorry.
how about we talk about how about we go a bit more positive here? Your favorite anime, Darren? Ren.
let's go with that.
Ren.
Ren?
Okay, my favorite anime of all time, and I guess it will also be my highest rated anime. I would consider
Subjectively.
I guess you still say it subjectively,
Mhm.
but it would be Code Geass.
Oh,
Is
Oh,
by
yeah.
far my all-time
Code
favorite. Has not changed, and every time I watch a new anime, I would say, would I say this is better than Code Geass? And the answer is probably no. So yeah, Code Geass is like really, really high up in my radar.
That's
It's
all.
got such a good story, such a good plot.
That's on a
Pretty
couple
good
people's lists.
execution. Yeah.
That's like on a couple
your
people.
bucket list?
No, that's on a couple people's list, and not on my bucket. I've watched
Yes,
it.
yes,
Like
yeah.
I've
I mean,
heard
the-
good thing about Code Geass
yeah.
as well. So
I've
There's a
watched it.
good reason why it is on this top list. It's because of like how good the story is. They've thrown in, even though it's a mecha, they've thrown in many like different supernatural psychological events and like character building into the characters grow so well, and there's so many good ideology, political debates, you know, a whole bunch of many different issues thrown into that show, which makes it good. And a lot of people, you know, would agree that, you know, why you could say that Code Geass is your favorite, or what you consider as like the best anime of all time.
yeah,
And for me personally, Code Geass was so good for me that I watched it, like finished first and second season 6 times.
Six times.
Yes.
Damn.
And
That's a
like
lot.
50
That's a
episodes,
roller coaster,
yes,
man.
time. In the number of years, I mean, it was a 2006 anime. The first,
Yeah.
it was like 12 years ago. So I watched it. Yeah,
You basically
6
watched it
was
like every year, like for a bit.
every year or two. Yeah, I would end up, you know, binging the whole series again because it was just that good for me. It was like, oh, I need something. Remind me what a good anime is. Watch Code
And I'm guessing you're just watching like both season 1 and 2. Have you seen the movie? Like the third, the sequel, the sequel-ish.
Let's not talk about the movie, and I would recommend that if people want to watch Code Geass, don't watch the movie.
Basically, 1 and 2 is just
yeah.
go 1 and 2.
Just watch the first and second season. That's all you need. While I did enjoy the so-called third movie, which basically the third movie was a sequel to the first and second movies, because the first and second movies were reiterations of the first and second seasons.
Yeah.
But they kind of
Sorry, I meant like
you know,
when I was talking about the movies before, I meant like the third movie, not the recap movies.
Yeah, because the third movie linked to the recap movies, not the series. Because the recap movies
they changed
changed certain.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, so
Yes,
it was.
it's a movie, right?
So it was alternate timeline, like in a way.
You could say so. Yes. Yeah.
Like straight
you
up
could
main
say
plots
so.
in the anime actually got changed. That's what I've heard.
Oh.
The main plot is the same. The main plot is the same, but the events and
Events.
details are different. So the plot is the same, but the details are different. So the third movie follows the details from the, of course, the movies, not the anime.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah, and I would say the third movie was, even though I enjoyed it, it was more a movie that appealed to fans of the series. So if you're a fan of the series and you wanted more Code Geass, you were given more Code Geass, you know. And that was literally what it was. It was like, I want more Code Geass. I was given more Code Geass. But it was, is it good? I wouldn't say so. It's not good. I would say don't watch it unless you really love the series already and want to more Code Geass. Like, I watched it for it was literally a fan service, not for your typical fan service sake.
It was fan service
for the
more
like
fans of the show.
I'm a huge fan of Code Geass. I want more Code Geass, so I was.
Mhm.
I saw Lelouch. I cry. I was like fanboying my eyes.
Whoa. Let's get the spoiler territories there, buddy.
Well,
You know,
main
it's in the
character's
trailer,
name's
so
Lelouch.
I don't know
or
whether you
whatever.
want to say it.
I don't know, man.
So yeah.
On a side note, I actually watched that in dub, and the dub's actually pretty good for that show.
The movie
reason why I
name
watched it-
was. The movie name for the Code Geass third movie was called Lelouch of the Resurrection. I don't know what else you want to
I
say.
don't know what else you mean by that, man.
Man, what does that tell you?
He just Jesus his way out of there.
So I don't know, like, you know, it was the
Implies that
spoilers
someone
are already in the name of the movie, so I don't know what to say.
Watch the third movie.
But yeah, I would say if you have never watched Code Geass, watch the series. Don't watch the movie unless you really love Code Geass.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, basically your favorite
Yeah.
movie, anime or series of all time, I guess.
anime of all time.
Yeah.
Of series of all time.
I watched it
Code
on an
Geass,
iPod
by far.
Touch, part 1, part 2, YouTube, English dub. It was
I-
a good show.
which
so-
one?
I watched
Yes.
I watched it on the plane. I was
I
like,
would say yeah.
Oh,
I would say that second season for Code Geass is better than the first season.
oh, that's an interesting take, because I think I heard a lot more people said they like first season more.
Yeah, I heard people say season 1's better
really?
as well.
Yeah, I know. I heard a lot more people
Yeah,
say they like
yeah.
first season more, but they love the ending of number 2. That's the thing.
Yeah, well, I would say that second season is more of it's more faster paced.
It
First
is
season
what it
was
is, yeah.
slower and built up.
Yeah,
I
and
like
the
season
second
2
season
more
was
because
like,
of the
damn.
mech fight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like the mech fight near the end. That's my favorite.
it's really good. It's a really good series.
It is a
if you
good
have
series.
not watched it, I do recommend, but I wouldn't. Yeah, I would recommend it to people who just like anime in general.
Mhm.
Yeah.
mhm.
How about you, Trevor? What's your favorite anime?
So that's like kind of a tough question. Well, I guess anyone's tough question. So I have different favorite animes depending on like
Your
what
mood?
year you asked.
Okay.
But, like, because recency bias is actually quite a big thing.
Yeah.
Because I actually made like a list of my favorite anime last year, so I have a list here, so it's easy for me to,
Mhm.
to go
Mhm.
through. But like, look at the first list. It's such a like. Within my friend group, we have something called the Trevor animes, and it's like the Trevor animes is like the cute girls doing cute things or like doing Yuri things,
Mhm.
and then the MC is like orange.
Orange. Orange.
Happy, or, should I- orange or red.
Oh yeah, that's what you mean. Oh yeah. I know what you mean now.
I know what you mean now.
So like it's like so if it's one of those things, it's like it's almost like, oh yeah, Trev's gonna like this show. So like I guess to go off that, I'll go off what I think is my favorite anime. I don't even agree with this anymore. It's number 1 right now, but I don't agree with this anymore. Care as much about it anymore.
Oh,
But
okay.
I guess like last year, I thought like my favorite all-time anime was Revue Starlight. And
Yeah.
that was because Revue Starlight was like it hit all the Trevor notes. It was orange hair girl, happy MC, jury things happened.
Yep.
There was a really good twist in the middle that kind of got you hooked into it.
Dude, there was a twist
Like,
at the very
you weren't
beginning
thinking it was gonna be
as well.
cute girls doing gay things, and then it became like, I'm not gonna spoil this because I don't do that. But like, if you watch episode 1, like you get it. It's like in the first like 15 minutes you understand. Also on a random, this is like a side topic, but like I feel like anime recommendations is like a trust me. Like you can never really tell why. You can never tell someone like why it's your favorite anime, right?
Yeah.
But like it's a lot of times just it's good. Trust me.
Yeah.
And I think they have to build that trust with someone. It like gives them a lot of good shows and like okay, I trust this person.
I guess you got like also get the tone of their voice, because then either you get some trolls that like, oh, there's people that say Boku no Pico. I'm like, oh my god, those cringe answers.
It's definitely a trust me thing, because I wouldn't recommend review style them, but like I think that everyone should watch like episode 1, then
And,
see
like,
if it's for them.
make-
It's actually pretty good episode 1, and I think anime these days have to be faster paced because people got like way shorter attention spans. Like we're just talking about Steins Gate, where you had like 6 episodes in to really get into the meat of it. If they don't get anyone by the first 3 episodes, you're gone.
Yeah.
The viewers generally
I
gone.
agree.
No, even in one episode these days, some people just drop like anime within like the first episode.
Yeah.
At all.
I dropped 5 plus after 1 episode, dude.
Lol. Like
but like so like I wouldn't say like River Star's like is like I guess Trevor tasty anime, but like to go off animes I think is like objectively like the best anime ever. Like I feel like that I also personally like as well is like A Place Further in the Universe.
ooh,
This is what I was also saying to Darren about like the animation style doesn't have to look good. The second one is Ping Pong the animation, because that's like it looks. Anyone who looked at that show the first, like when it first came out, looks like absolute trash. It looks like Garbo.
yeah, it had a very unique art style. Very unique art style.
Yeah, it's like got a hyper unique art. It follows the manga to the T pretty much, so it's actually okay.
Does it look like the
But,
drawing you have right now?
I think there is a difference between using an art style that's not, say, the best looking art style, and even butchering because you just half-ass the animation of the series, or I don't know, choosing to use a really bad CG.
I get you.
Yeah.
For
So those
example,
two Oh, yeah, sorry, go. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. For example, there was a anime movie. It was by the same people who did Ride Your. It was like I think it was like something night walking. I can't remember what it was called. It was something that also, I guess, like what you said with Ping Pong the animation, right? It's not like Ping Pong animation did the animation really badly, right? It was just that the art style was kind of...
Yeah, that's true.
It was very unique.
Yeah.
Or like,
it was unique.
It didn't
right?
look good.
And-
That's the thing. Like to the naked eye, who people don't understand.
Yeah, but it's not like they half-assed the animation or the the way they executed the art or used the art. It was just that they chose to use that for a bad or a weirdly unique art style for a particular reason, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. I think so. Basically, it's a difference between an art style and objectively just being bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or bad art.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, so I think those two specific anime I think are really... I guess they're both like... They're both trust me shows. They're both like... Just trust me, they're good. Like, but like... If I was to give you like an idea, it'd be like... They're both coming of age stories. And I could tell you the plot of both of them like immediately and it wouldn't even spoil anything. It's like one of them, they're about to go to Antarctica. That's it. They go to Antarctica. And the second one is like... They play ping pong and... Yeah, that's it. It's like in a lot of these animes, it's like winning is not. It's like you know when they say like the journey is the best part.
Yeah, the journey is the best part.
Yeah, like this is like the journey is the best part. Like the destination doesn't matter, and I think in ping pong they even like make sure it's like it doesn't matter what happens there. It's just like going with the character development. It's actually
The journey,
It's like
I think those two shows are like objectively very very good shows. I think that I really think it's objectively good, but I really don't like is Your Lie in April. I actually don't. I don't know. I don't like that show, but I think that show is like objectively like almost perfect. Like I'd give that anime almost a 10 in every category except for personal.
That's fair. That's fine. I mean, your personal taste doesn't have to like things that are so-called objectively good.
Like
right?
good, yeah.
But I said that I recognize is very good, but I just don't like.
Yeah, like I think that's fine with like people like recognizing, oh, this show is like technically is a good show, and but you just like you don't enjoy it yourself.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the film that I just remember the title. It's called The Night Is Short, Walk On Girl. It's a anime film that uses really simple art style, like with no shading at all in its like characters. But the animation itself, it's like it's smooth, but the way the art style that they chosen suits what it's trying to go for, and they have sometimes these very weird like what do you say, proportions just to suit the style of what they are trying to go for. But it doesn't mean that it's bad. It's because it was done on purpose, like this choosing this art style and choosing this like weird proportions in certain scenes to suit the story that they're trying to portray. So yeah, so if you Google it, you see the art style is very flat. It's the imagery is extremely flat. There's like no shading. It's just like pure colored, like, you know, I just bucket to the
So are you,
yeah.
are you picking up this like anime basically because like it has a bad art style, or like it has a
or
weird
like
art
a very simple, yeah, it's
Very
like
simple. But what
an
about the
art style
story?
that people might say, oh, it's not, you know, it's not the
best?
a top tier art animation like Ufotables, you know,
Yeah.
or their you know, Demon Slayer. Compared to that, this art style looks very plain, very, you know,
Yeah.
bad proportions, very plain, very still kind of.
But, yeah.
But
What about the
doesn't
story?
mean that it's a bad, yeah, it's bad art compared to something like, I would say like what Copcraft did with its
Like one episode or something like that.
yeah, with or I guess like what's that, the bad use of CG
In some animes, yeah.
in Berserk, yeah, in
Oh, yeah.
Berserk, or yeah, like
Oh,
I
yeah.
would say
Yeah.
those are like
It's actually bad,
it's
yeah.
just
Yeah.
bad,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
compared to
Also-
like this is like it works with what it's going for, but I like you wouldn't say that the art style is like, you know, that nice.
Yeah. Like I think you know what you mean. Like people like animes that uses like an art style like because it's like, I guess to it in a way is an advantage rather than like use something like
rather than
using to like trying to impress people. I don't know. I don't know how you
it's like
say.
the ping pong, the animation, right?
Yeah.
As well. It's like it's not like the animation's bad or anything.
No,
Oh,
it's not bad at
sucks.
all. It's
Can
just
I just throw two more anime out there?
Yeah, sure.
One
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
it's like this is just a show that I think is just really funny, but it's got like the probably the shittiest art style ever. Like the shit, like the lowest budget I've seen in anime for a while. Like it's called Sabagebu.
Sabu
and, like,
Gebu.
It's survival game, and it's like actually I think it's like Ayako Ohashi's like very first kind of role, and it's just like it's a really dumb show, and it's I don't know. At one point, literally, there's a crab that they want to eat, and then like
This
like,
show.
the crab's gonna run away, and it gets like an AK-47 and starts shooting.
Oh yeah, I've seen clips
And
of
then
this
the
show,
edit-
man.
I see.
Yeah, I've seen.
And you
I've seen.
say the art is
The
bad?
art is
or
really
not?
bad for that. It's like the budget's really low, but I think that show's actually pretty good. And I guess that, like other
I don't
anime
know.
ones
The
are
art
good.
style looks like it works well for like the skits I've seen they've done with that.
Or-
Yeah, I guess so. And the other show I wanted to quickly mention, this one too,
Which one?
was Selector Infectus / Selector Spread with Cross.
Oh,
yes,
Weird Cross.
bro.
I think that show's actually legitimately one of the best card game animes you ever, because it's definitely not really about the card game. So I think that's the anime I would recommend people to watch as well.
as new watchers,
Oh
new
yeah.
people who have
Oh,
not
if you're
watched
new
it.
watcher, watch
Oh yeah,
Sword
oh,
Art
yeah,
Online, dude.
oh yeah, no, yeah.
That's what I recommend.
While we're getting onto that, like when we're moving on with the topic, because I think everyone's here like said like their favorite animes. Like I think that was the last topic we got ahead. Like, what would be an anime that you would recommend like to newbies? Like,
I'll go with this one. I'll take this one.
yeah, you can take it first.
I think Sword Art Online is actually a great anime to new people. I think that it's and hear me out here. I know that everyone hates that show and loves that show and it's got its flaws and whatnot. Maybe I'm referring it very fondly because at that point in time it was like this big show that everyone and their
Oh,
mom was
no,
watching.
like honestly,
With
like
that-
with Sword Art, it's actually like, it's like I don't think it's like bad or like great, but it's
That's
like
the whole point.
it's
You
just a
want-
good
you want
show
to
like
be a
that.
gateway anime,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, you watch it because it's fun. I think.
Yeah, I
The
think that Sword Art's a great gateway anime because like you don't want to give. It was like, oh, just watch FMA Brotherhood instead, bro. It's like sure, but like you don't give someone their best anime that's like rated on Mal first.
And you also, I don't think you give them like 50 plus episode
Mm.
anime.
Yeah. So I recommend Sword Art Online as like an anime that a pure newbie should get into watching, and then just like pivot from there.
I kind of agree with you for the first part of Sword Art Online, but because Sword Art Online has a few weird episodes that had
Yeah, my mom wanted those one actually. Yeah,
Yeah,
it had
yeah.
to be that episode. That she
you know
watched.
that's why I wouldn't really recommend Sword Art
I feel
to someone who has never watched anime, because they would just like, what the hell is this,
yeah, but
random. Yeah.
I just think that I still actually would recommend like maybe you used to watch Sword Art Online first because of like the first part of it, like at least the first half, the concept alone from the first part. Because like, let's be real here. A lot of anime watchers are probably also previously gamers in a way, or you've been a gamer in a way.
Yeah.
So people have probably self-inserted themselves as Kirito, like the main character. Like you're trapped in a game, and you're OP. You grind, and you're OP as hell. That's
But
like
you're trying to recommend someone who's new, right? Who's
self-inserted
never
that.
watched
Yeah, but like,
a single anime.
yeah, but like in a way, it's like the concept itself. It's kind of fun. Not gonna lie, it's kind of fun. That's what kind of like drew me into Sword Art Online. Like that whole concept, like, oh, you're in a game, and you're OP as hell. That's the thing. That's like it was kind of like a kind of fantasy self-insert in a way. But like,
I guess it.
so I can see it like being like a great newbie anime, like for that part of it.
I guess it depends on the age group and the type of people you're
Yeah, I guess so.
recommending. I would say. Because like if you're recommending like adults, like maybe a 30-year-old random guy or girl who's a normie, never ever watched a single animation in his entire life, would you still recommend something?
Can we get
Honestly,
can we
probably.
get Ren's like rude degenerate dad to recommend that situation? just for the record.
I'm sorry.
I don't think my can you not call my dad.
I'm sorry, Ren. Okay. But yeah, no, actually, yeah. We're going on your question. Your question. I actually probably would still recommend like Sword Art,
Would you
like to like that
Yeah, I
38.
would recommend Sword Art.
But what would you say, Ren? What's your personal pick? I say for like recommend a newbie.
I mean, it depends. Like I said, what age group who I would. But in general, I think the safest bet is just to recommend a good anime film that is like Your Name or
I
like,
see.
Kinoko. Yeah, because it's like something that people can just get into and watch and enjoy the film.
Yeah.
An anime film that
I feel
it's
like that's like so not anime in a way that I feel like those it's hard to put them as same as anime in a way. I do what you're saying. I do get what you
Like
mean.
they are
They're
anime,
just
but
really
like
good shows.
a lot of people won't see
They're
them
like-
as
they're like-
anime.
I know.
They're so
Yeah.
I don't know what's the word. I guess the word I put for it is like I didn't put anime films when I was rating my top 10 anime of the year, like of the decade.
Yeah.
Because I think that anime films are like their budget is just so much higher.
But I mean, it's a way to get people into. Oh yeah, look at pretty pictures moving that are
Yeah.
not cartoons.
Yeah, basically, it's a start.
That is like there's controversial stories in moving pictures rather than just that is a
Yep.
Japanese animation, and people can from there go into whatever else, because if you never watched a single piece of Japanese animation in your life, recommending what is being shown on a seasonal or television is probably to me not gonna get them to want to start really watching or looking into more of it. Yeah.
So what movie would you recommend specifically then? Because you said controversial images on like a
not really controversial, but like it's moving pictures, right? So
moving pictures. What would you recommend specifically?
what would I recommend? I guess I would recommend things like Silent Voice. Silent Voice, and then other things would be Your Name and Tenkinoko as well. Like I think one of those three are good ones to
For newbies.
get someone to introduce someone to animation.
Showed my coworkers who are like 30, 40-year-old white people like the
Mhm.
trailer for Denki no Ko, like it'd be Weather Review.
Yep.
And they were just their reaction was, it looks like it's so real, but it's fake. Like that was their reaction to that. They were like, it's like the images, like the backgrounds are real, but they're using anime characters essentially. But like they, like, and I think that the three that you just put out there, they're so different that I feel like you cannot recommend them as like a blanket 3. I think that it'd be so hard to recommend because I don't know.
I thought it would be super hard to recommend someone a silent voice, honestly. Out of those
I find
three.
it super hard to recommend someone like Kimi no Na because nothing happens generally speaking.
No, but I can recommend someone Kimi no
The
Na.
things that happen are so anime that it's like you kind of have to have some kind of background in it.
No, but I can recommend someone Kimi no Na at the same time. I get where Ren is coming from. That like we're recommending Kimi no Na because it's a concept that has also been done on mainstream like media, like and like movies as well before.
Movies and stuff, yeah.
Of like
So it's kind of
it's body switching is like not new, a new concept in like kind of like films and stuff. So like I can see why Kimi no Na is a recommendation, like because that you have a base concept of that alone. I think a lot of like newbies or like normies would kind of get the idea of that like
Too
concept.
biased towards that show. I don't like.
Yeah, we're not talking about.
We're not-
yeah, we're talking about what you think that.
I would never
people-
recommend your name to my worst enemy.
Hello.
My worst enemy took my ex-girlfriend to that movie, so I don't
Oh
know.
man, oh no!
The shade, man, the shade. Anyway.
Shit.
Anyways, let's move on.
What about
Yeah.
you,
What would you recommend?
Or emo?
Well,
Please tell me not already.
no. I'm not gonna.
Air manga?
That's definitely not something I would recommend to people. That's not the first one. At least not for people who are getting into animes. For
Okay.
Sure.
What would you recommend?
I guess I would recommend because my first pick would be Kimi no Na because again, like what Ren said is really
Oh, fuck, damn.
yeah. I would say that as well because for like people who don't really watch anime, like giving them an anime that doesn't really have the anime tropes that is generally on many animes is like a really good entry point because that way it's lighter for them to be able to get into the show because otherwise if you like just give other animes that has gonna be hard to kind of consume, I would say. So I guess that's why Kimi no Na and Denki no Ko Naruto. I would recommend Kimi no Na more than Denki no Ko for people who are new.
I'm on the same boat. I would recommend Kimi no Na, but I do think Technico is the better movie.
Yeah. I agree
more
with that. I agree with that.
It's more like okay, you introduce them Kimi no Na, and then afterwards you're like, okay, you like Kimi no Na. Now,
And then now we're
Yeah,
going deeper
now-
into the
yeah,
anime
Yeah.
zone,
now
right?
watch Tenki no Ko, and then they're like, oh yeah, Tenki no Ko is great. Yeah, it's the small stepping stones that lead from one to the other. And then from once they watch a whole bunch of anime films, then you're like, yeah, now check out these actual series. Like,
Yeah, because like the two service animes I would recommend people.
What do you say?
The second one is also taken.
No,
The second
you,
one is-
you cut out on the first one.
cutting out.
Oh, whoops.
Wait.
Oh, no microphone. Hello?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. So the first one I would recommend is Kimi no Na.
Yep.
And the second one is also taken because it's sold out online.
Okay.
All right, but that's okay because
So
like
yeah,
those
you,
are like
you can have my recommendation.
Yeah.
I can choose something else. It's
That's
alright.
okay. It's
no,
fine.
it's okay because
okay.
those are like the two generic ones, right?
Yeah.
Like the ones that are easier to get into. Now, if I were to recommend something even deeper, I would go with
Sexist.
no.
Sorry, go on.
People don't go with that. Never recommend your friends that.
Man, like
go. Never.
Trevor's just got like the incest like list list of incest anime and like naming them to like yeah, to put words in his mouth.
Name Q with Kitty, you know, that's what they hear.
No. I'm not gonna recommend those ones because they're like controversial. It's hard for people to actually get into them.
Yep.
Anyway, yeah. So I'll recommend for those who likes mystery or like more tense stuff.
Oh, so we're
I would
going
recommend
specific
Professor Light.
genres. Wait, what was it?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna split into two.
Okay.
Like the tense one and the more comedic ones.
Okay. Okay. So
Because I find it easier to recommend people something that is really tense and thrilling, or something that is comedic and light.
Yep.
So like for tense and thrilling, I would give Promise Neverland,
yeah.
and for light and comedic, I would recommend Love Is War.
Ooh.
Oh,
Okay. I see.
Love Is War, yeah.
Oh.
Cause it's something that has, because Love Is War is something that has anime tropes, but they're fun enough for people who never watch anime to actually kind of enjoy.
Ah.
Especially with the narrative. I think the narrative helps a lot with the show. I think that's the main thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would recommend those two.
I think
I'm
for
gonna
my-
change what's
yeah.
online answer.
Okay.
Change that answer
Yeah.
now because I think we should recommend if you've never watched anime, right, we should recommend shows that are objectively good. They're not even if they're not anime.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I guess like I would give someone like Fate Zero be a pretty good one, and then
Oh, I agree.
Oh.
Fate Zero is good.
Fate Zero
Fate
is
Zero is
really
good.
good, but it's Fate at the same time. I'm not sure about
Fate
what.
Zero is like I'm not gonna tell them there's a whole like 50 other animes they can watch. I'm like, this is the only Fate. Just watch this one, and then they'll have to watch the CGI Dragon eventually. That's not good, man. But like,
No. Wait, there was no CGI dragon in Fate Zero.
no,
No,
but
what
like
the-
Fate Zero is like a prequel to Fate Stay
Yeah,
Night.
yeah, that's what you mean.
CGI Dragon,
Oh,
so
unless
you're like,
no, unless
oh, I want more of this stuff.
unless they
No.
skip
No.
unless they skip
you-
Fate Stay Night and they go to Unlimited Blade Works instead.
You did that-
Unless
yeah,
like
you
they
did that
completely
really-
forgot about it.
Yeah, we go UVW. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, I think like Fate Zero is like an objectively just a really good show. Like, I could make my parents watch that, alright, and I think they would like. enjoy
I agree.
Cowboy
That I
Bebop.
think that's a
I don't like
fantastic
I
show.
really
We
agree.
can watch Cowboy Bebop, and like they can really enjoy Cowboy Bebop. So like, I think like those shows for like an older audience, like if you're a bit of a younger audience,
Yeah,
then like
younger
sort of online works.
Yeah.
I think that honestly, I think that a Silent Voice, I think that like out of all the movies, like that's actually objectively the best movie. So I would actually give that to anyone, honestly. I think even the young, I think they should. The message there is a really good message.
I think for me, it's like depending on the age group, I'll recommend like different things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For young people, like young teenagers, I would actually just
Go sort out.
Naruto.
Yeah.
I would say, just go watch Naruto, or go
Oh,
watch
dude,
like
I do not ever recommend anyone to watch like any of the big three.
Yeah, like-
it's just
I don't work.
animes change.
Yeah.
Make them watch
I think
Boku no
it's-
Hero. Don't make them watch Naruto. What the
Oh,
fuck?
I mean, yeah. I guess for news, yeah, if it's something new, then
Yeah.
like say you're all just some like entry shonen for young, like let's say a 13-year. I'm recommending a 13-year-old boy or something. I would
Yeah,
recommend Boku no Hero or something, right?
yeah. I think
Mhm.
Boku no Hero is a pretty good.
Yeah,
show,
Boku no
actually.
Hero is a good one to start with.
Yeah, or just another shonen series. But if it's like I'm recommending an adult couple or something like that, or an adult single guy, single girl, I'll just say like Your Name or
Uh-huh.
Silent Voice. Yeah, one of those three.
Oh.
I
think
think
any age
yeah,
can appreciate Silent
Yeah.
Voice. Honestly,
Yeah.
I don't care
Mm.
how old you are.
Yeah, I agree. I think Silent Voice Kimono Nawa can actually still be appreciated by everyone in any age group.
See, like,
Mm,
anime I would recommend. the
Yeah, what would you recommend?
okay.
say SEO.
Like I don't want to say SAO because everyone said SAO pretty much is fine. Like I think that I think at the end at the end of the day we all would agree that SAO is like something we can all recommend.
Good gateway
Actually,
anime.
Yeah.
actually, I
good entry
disagree.
point.
I
Okay.
disagree.
Okay. Okay, but like
I do disagree.
yeah, but the anime I recommend because okay, I had a tough time like sort of choosing this one because it is like one of my favorites. But I will. It always brings me back to Haruhi because like in one as one
Ah,
of them.
So you would recommend Haruhi?
Yeah, I would recommend to newbies. No, here's the reason why I recommend Haruhi to newbies. It's because it's a collection of so much genres and of cliches, anime tropes. It's basically a celebration of anime in a way. So when you watch Haruhi,
I haven't watched it.
no. So when you watch Haruhi and stuff like that, you basically get a taste of like different anime tropes and cliches, in a way. So you understand what anime can be about. That's how what I'm saying. But at the same time, if you don't know those tropes and stuff, you may not enjoy it as much. So it was kind of like hard for me like to think of like, can this like anime be like a good gateway anime to newbies that's not like Sword Art Online, something like that.
But how can you recommend that if you know that they can't enjoy it as much as they don't enjoy it?
No, it's not that. But it's not that because like they enjoy it, but it's like here, look, like this is what anime can be about in a way,
Oh.
and like you can make your
okay.
decision like from there on, like
So
whether
basically you're giving them like a cheese tasting board of anime.
yeah,
about Haruhi.
in a way, yeah.
mm,
That's what I mean, like, because when Haruhi is not like a typical slice of life show, like even though it looks like a slice of life show, it's it's also a supernatural show with weird stuff happening in between as well. So like that's like one anime recommendation I would give to like, I guess like into like any newbies or any people who are kind of interested, like age group whether or not, like would I recommend to an older person? I don't know about that, I never actually thought about if what I could recommend to an older person or not. Because...
Recommend to like Ren's degenerate boomer dad. That age group. I'm gonna keep bringing this up.
Okay.
But he's watched anime already.
Okay.
My dad does have his own taste.
Yeah, that's the
I know,
yeah.
Would you
Like that age
recommend him? Yeah.
Yeah, but if I were, as I recommend that to a newbie, I guess the the other anime I think I can recommend to any other age group. Like these do have like both my recommendations have a similar theme here. Is this other recommendation would be Shirobako,
Oh.
Oh, okay.
and the reason why I would recommend Shirobako is because it's another way of knowing what anime is about or what anime is, because Shirobako is literally an anime about making anime.
An anime about making anime.
So like that's like a show I can like recommend to like I could someone like say, hey, you want to like kind of get into anime? You kind of want to know what anime is about at the same time? Watch Shirobako. Because like even though Shirobako is like I say has realistic portions, but there are also some parts where it's like this can only be done in anime. Like freaking like the drag racing on the street and stuff like that, just to deliver like a bit like a cut or something like that. Like that is like some anime tropes you always see only in anime, but at the same time they keep it so grounded, like saying, "Oh, this is what anime is and what anime does to people."
That is true. That is true.
Yeah. So those are like
think-
my two recommendations.
Watching Shirobako really makes you learn to love and appreciate anime even more.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So those are like my like two recommend to newbies, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And like, but most of us are all agreeing that Kimi no Na wa, or basically Kimi no Na wa, Tenki no Koi,
Kimi no Na wa, I guess.
Sword Art Online are like good newbie animes.
Yeah.
I agree. I don't-
I still don't think SEO is really that.
Why do you think that?
I mean, like I said, the first part I don't mind. First part I think I agree, but I think after the first part, when it gets to like the second arc, it's probably not something I would recommend.
No, like when I recommend like anime to newbies, I go with the like goal in mind that I'm gonna make you watch like X amount of episodes before it gets like too crazy and stuff like that. Like then I want you to make a decision on it where you like continue or not.
Whether you
Like with Haruhi, I'll say like you go watch the first arc. Okay, this is watching in chronological order. Okay, so don't watch in airing order. I was like, you watch the first arc of Haruhi. Decide like after you're watching that like first arc, decide whether or not you would want like to continue that. It's like to a newbie, because the first arc still does show quite a few of like anime tropes and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Hmm.
Wow.
Yes.
I don't know. I think it's fine.
Yeah.
To watch them watch the weird scenes.
I mean,
and,
Ren, you're the biggest advocate for Sword Art Online. Like,
Hey,
they
man.
get past that.
I
They'll
like those
get to the, like,
SEO.
they'll
I
get
do
to
like
what is
that
it?
shit.
War of the Underworld?
Yeah,
and shit, like, that's
Alicization,
it.
man.
Yeah, like I love the Alicization arc. Contrary to what some people might say.
No, a lot of people
I
like it. It's
that.
just me that it was just me. It's just me that does not biggest
But-
fan of Alicization.
Yeah, but I mean, there was still some parts of it. This is so unnecessary.
Oh yeah. I know what you mean, yeah.
It's like I don't know. Like the characters are like some of them are not very well written. Like Kirito's
Like like
most narrative character you'll ever see.
yeah, like I think we established that Sword Art Online is not like the best written show or like a good show
Yeah,
or bad
yeah,
show, but it's an entertaining show that like people can understand
Yeah,
easily.
people can get into.
Mm.
I don't know. I feel like some people who would probably like watch 2 episodes of Sword Art Online and just say, "Nah, this is not for me."
Okay.
Or
Really? I feel like everyone watched like 2 episodes of Sword Art Online at the time and just like, yeah, I'm gonna watch this week.
Yeah.
Because I was hearing people in my chem tutoring class who like, I know like the smartest people in our school, and they're like, oh yeah, did you watch Sword Art Online? Like, that was the anime that I felt like kind of boosted everyone to like watching the show. And then after that was like AOT. And then like I think after the AOT was like ReZero. These kind of like
the hype
boosted
shows.
anime in a way where like it became universally more okay to watch anime after that.
I think maybe like if you say the first arc, like the first arc of SAO, then yeah, I think people would still watch it. But once you hit the second arc, I think people might start dropping.
That's the thing.
Like,
That,
if they were not
like-
into anime and they just watch SAO as their first anime, you would get past the first arc, and then afterwards it became too weird for you to.
No, like, but if they get to the second half straight after that, like at that point they watched 12 episodes. They basically watched a season already, so they've got they got a taste of what anime is. So, like, whether they want to continue after that, it's up to them. But like, it's still like a good, like, that first 12 episodes is still a good gateway to newbies. Like, forget about the second season, like the second arc of it. Like, I think the first arc is still a good like gateway. Yeah.
You have any more topics?
I would say
I think, yeah, we are almost running out our time here. But so, like, let's get on to like what I put in here. We don't have much questions here. Like, oh, we lost Ren for a second.
Sorry, you lost me.
Okay. So like, I'll ask some questions here from like chat, like from before, and like, I'll put some questions down before we like end this like podcast.
Let's go.
Okay, I'm gonna skip that question because we already said what. Oh wait, no, it is okay. So Inorine asks, "Hey Trev, what is your favorite anime right now? Right now."
Right now.
Right
I know what he wants. I know what the answer that he wants right now. But I'm only watching 3 shows actually. I kind of dropped the God show, like the new
okay.
anime.
I see.
So it's only Assault Lily, Love Live, and it's Dutch.
Okay.
Out of the 3, which I like the most?
This
They're
one.
all kind of on an even playing field.
Okay.
I think I find objectively, I think the best show of that 3 is actually Love Live Nichigasaki. I think Love Live is actually this season of Love Live is actually very good.
Okay.
I think that it's enjoyable for even people who do not like the previous Love Lives.
It's a different take on
show's,
Love
like,
Live.
probably objectively the best out of the 3. I know he wants me to say Adachi. But I think Adachi is more interesting than Assault Lily. I think Adachi gets like I'll put it like this. After watching Assault Lily, I don't want to talk about it. After watching Love Live, I think it's good. But after watching Adachi, I always want to talk about Adachi.
I
Because
see.
I think Adachi is like, it's interesting, and it's also like, it's interesting at one point, and it's also kind of cringe at the other. Because like sometimes she becomes like not dense. You go, oh, maybe she's a not dense anime character.
Okay.
And then she becomes super dense again.
I'm actually not watching Adachi.
Yeah,
So
that's alright.
It's okay. Yeah. This.
Or is
yeah.
it like you're not gonna watch it, or
No, I don't know.
Oh, it's not coming
whether
for
I
everyone,
will.
man.
I plan to watch it sometime soon when I get time. Well, that was
Same.
a question aimed at Trev. Okay, I guess this question we can all try to explain. I think this is a troll question, Derpy. Can you explain what a love octagon is?
oh what?
What's a love octagon, guys?
Isn't that Nagino Asakura? Like, there's
Yeah,
one
yeah.
new
The
class, that's it.
closest to that is Nagino Asakura.
Wait,
It's a
so
love hexagon though.
so basically,
Well, Nagino Asukara is
so basically
basically
a love
octagon.
a love triangle, but like just bigger. So basically, people who like this one, you like this one like 8 times.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or
so
basically 8 people
basically-
liking each other or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where maybe one guy likes this girl who
Yeah.
likes another girl who likes one of
Yeah.
the other guys, and then maybe even one of the guys like another guy.
Darling in the Franks?
I don't
Uh,
know. I'm not sure. I
or
don't
girl
really-
likes another girl.
try
I don't know.
actually.
Was
It's
Darling?
usually like just two girls after one guy, or two
Yeah.
guys after one girl. It's never
Yeah.
like the other way around.
I know. I can make an argument. Like it was not. I guess I'll go with Darling in the Franks. Because let's see, 02 likes the MC. MC kind of likes 02, but then like also like, Ichigo likes MC, and but then Goro likes the Ichigo, and then like the girl likes Ichigo, and then like you can I don't know. It gets weird sometimes.
Oh yeah.
That was like,
Say
no,
that's,
true.
It's like-
love octagon.
Like it gets
Yeah.
weird. Yeah, I don't know. It's not like exactly love octagon exact number, but I guess it's like one of
Yeah,
those.
yeah. The two would be Darling and Franks and Nagino Asakura.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Me too.
Other stuff. We don't have much questions, but other stuff. The chat section is. They love you, Ren.
Oh,
Ren's a cutie. I'ma be real.
It's not hard.
Tell Ren he's a cool penguin.
Thank
You
you.
two, the man
Yeah.
of real life, man.
Yeah, man.
Oh. Look,
Oh,
I don't
it's-
call many people hot. I don't call many people sexy, but Ren's both of those things.
Yeah, man.
Thank you very much.
There is this-
I appreciate all your
And if you want to
love
imagine what I
and
look like,
sympathy. Yeah.
imagine Satoshi in Guardian of the Franks. Fat Toshi, that's me.
I see.
I see. Oh, I guess this is not really a question, but like I think one of the viewers or like listeners like said like I find that Miyazaki films are an easy way for people to ease into the hobby. You reckon you guys agree with that? That Miyazaki films are you can like ease into anime?
No.
Yes, I
Mm,
don't think. I think it's not all.
No,
No,
The
but-
more I get, the less I
Oh.
appreciate those films.
Mm.
I feel like they're trying to they feel really preachy sometimes, and I'm just like,
Mm.
I just want to see cute girls doing cute things.
it's
I
like
want to
we
know about the guy drawing about the wind rises and shit. Like,
when you
the
see a
guy who's playing-
Miyazaki film, like they're mostly sort of like like no, not kid movies, but like they feel like Disney movies. Like they don't feel like anime you see these days. So it's not like exactly
you
anime.
Think so?
No, like when I see a Miyazaki film, like they don't feel like they don't like because they don't follow like your typical anime tropes and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And like it's hard to recommend them to like you guys. Like you watch this. This is what anime is like. Like this is not what
How
anime
do you
is.
Watch a Miyazaki? How do you recommend a Miyazaki film?
I feel like a Miyazaki film is like on the surface level, it allows you to get into, but you don't understand a single thing unless you're on a deeper level with the film.
Okay.
So I feel like you get into it because you're only kind of the film on the surface level, but there's so many undertones in the film of Miyazaki's films that I feel that you wouldn't really understand unless you try to analyze the.
Yes.
And that's why
I agree.
I feel like I wouldn't say I would recommend a Miyazaki, but at the same time, people who just get into watching a Miyazaki film are able to do so because they just float on the surface of the film, because it's kind of like you're able to kind of just float on it and enjoy it for what's on the surface,
Yeah.
but you will never really understand because you never dive deep into the film,
Uh huh.
and it's harder to I would say I wouldn't recommend it because it kind of like a lot of the understanding of the film is way deeper than what's on the surface level.
Yeah.
It's like a literature year 10, year 11, year 12 literature project. You know, analyze this film about this nature and shit. It's kind of like I don't feel like doing it today. So yeah, what do you think?
Yeah.
Miyazaki film.
Yeah, Miyazaki.
I would still recommend it because even though like on the surface level,
Mhm.
because you know how like Miyazaki film is always gonna be symbolic and has a lot of meaning
Yeah,
behind
yeah.
it, right?
Mhm.
Like that's what makes it different than like other animes as well.
Yeah.
I would still recommend it because again, like it's not like one of those animes where you recommend it and people are. It's still
cool.
something enjoyable. So like I would still recommend it as how I would recommend Kimonawa. But I would say Kimonawa is easier to recommend and also more of an entry point because you can understand the whole movie completely.
Yeah.
While Miyazaki is gonna be like more of a symbolic story value kind of movie that you can still recommend, people can still enjoy.
Yeah.
I guess it's okay to recommend. You just wouldn't. They might not get the whole point of the movie straight away.
If they
Mhm.
like Miyazaki films, right, they'll like other Miyazaki films.
Yeah.
It's like it's
Yeah,
kind of like a
mm,
different genre.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is true. Like when
Yeah.
they like Miyazaki animes,
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
so it wouldn't be an entry point to animes anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's like all the time we have for today, man. We're gone for like basically 2 hours, man.
Yeah, we've gone over it.
Great.
I love talking shit.
It's great.
I know, right? Great job, guys. Like this is for first episode. I think we did all right. Is there any like final words that you guys would like to say? Let's start with let's go from Yediya, my mod
Final
normally. Any
Yeah,
final words?
well,
Can I
I
say?
guess if you enjoyed this episode, I hope you.
And of course he
Oh, you
cuts
cut
out.
Uh,
Of course he's cutting
Yeah,
out.
start again.
Start again.
again. Oh no. Yeah. So I guess I hope you guys. It's doing podcast. for the first time.
God damn it, Yediya! Fix your mic.
doing podcast in the episode is really fun. I don't really have my own channel or business or something of the like, but I do like doing things in the background. So like if people want to reach out to me to ask for like helps in streaming, setting up things, maybe like what is gonna be good. Like, would you go with platforms on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, or whichever ones? Like consultation, basically, I can help with those. So feel free to come and reach out.
He's basically setting a resume right now.
Yes,
That's his cover letter.
Shut up, right? Shut up,
Like,
right?
hire me
Yeah.
now, man.
Yeah. And as for this podcast, right, I think it's a really fun podcast. I hope people do enjoy them. And yeah, do subscribe to NewiN.
Thank you. You don't have to simp for me because I'll simp for myself, man. Okay, Ren?
Yep. Thank you so much for inviting us onto this podcast, NewiN. And yeah, like Yediya said, if viewers enjoy this podcast and you hear more, please do check out more of NewiN's content. Come support him. Come listen to him. Or more of the podcast as well. That's gonna happen in following weeks, I think.
Yeah. And like,
But yeah, I hope
you don't have to.
whoever's watching or listening
Okay.
enjoys. Yeah.
Okay, Trev, what I say? You don't have to simp.
Oh.
You don't have to simp, man. You don't have to like.
I'm not gonna sit there. It's all good. I actually think it was really fun. I think that even if this gets 0 views or not, like I don't mind shit talking anime with like a bunch of friends is always a good time to me. And actually having a topic list means they can go on instead of having a nice yelling match. So like having a shit talking session about anime is always fun. So I'm always down for that. And even if you isn't something that you pursue long term, I hope that you still keep it up because I think it's just a lot of fun for everyone involved anyway. So I don't know, if you have fun listening to it, go subscribe to this man. No gun to my head, promise. But but yeah, no, that's good. I don't have a consultation service like Yediya. I don't know. I commissions are always very packed and full. I got Yediya's commission to do it now. So
Yeah.
No services to offer besides an opinion that is shit.
Okay, I would like to say everyone, thanks for coming on to the podcast. Thanks for being the first 3 on the debut episode, the pilot episode. Yediya, Ren, and Trev. Thanks for doing this with me. Yeah.
Thanks for having us. Yeah.
And I hope that to all our viewers, thanks for watching or staying. If you stayed for the whole podcast, or if you jumped in at one time, because during this will be archived. I will put this out on YouTube again with probably maybe clips here and there to if you actually want the proper watching experience. But this is a live podcast anyway, so something experiment I'm trying to do. So yeah, thanks for listening. Yeah, thanks for listening or watching the podcast. I plan to do these more in the future. It's probably mostly going to be about otaku culture and weeb stuff, but not all the time. I'm probably can guarantee you that. It's it depending on the topic, whatever I feel like talking about. Please, please follow me my Twitter, subscribe to my YouTube where I post mainly anime related content, and of course follow me on Twitch where I do stream games as well. Just first follow me on all my socials. It's all down in the description on my Twitch anyway. So yeah. So everyone, I hope you enjoyed the podcast, the first episode of New Weebs in Podcast. Man, it feels weird trying to say that sometimes.
New Weebs podcast. Yes. New Weebs in podcast.
Yeah, because my name is NewiN and it's New Weeb in. Haha. So yeah, everyone, thanks for watching, and have a good night. Or have a nice day, whatever time you're listening to this. Bye!
Bye. See ya. Thanks for watching.